The late night chill stream was not filmed before a live audience because we don't want to scare people away. So, anyway, what is up, everybody? It is me, RDV, and I'm here with my paw, Eric Breen. Let's turn those names back on. Let's give us each some credit, so people know who we are. Let's see. Display name. Oh, look at that. They're yellow. They even match the what's background. Didn't even have to try. So, what is going up or going up, I guess. To Dark Admiral March Hare saying hello all. Marania, welcome to all of the and friends of the studio in the studio office. I can't read tonight. I'm done. Maybe I should be in the emergency room tonight. I can't read. Welcome to all of the and friends in the studio audience. Yeah. He had to take Gail to the emergency room to get some medicine. Apparently, they're having issues, I guess, with the pharmacy or something like that, where she wasn't getting medicine. So, he was going to do a bracket tonight, apparently. That's what he said last night, but he couldn't, so that's why he's gone. No, not doing it tonight. Nothing scheduled. So, we figured, why not? I have the keys. Let's burn this thing down. Or we could just relax, have a chill stream, just relax. Just, go to sleep like Punk.
Yeah, tonight doesn't seem to have, it's not gone as well as I think they'd hoped.
Is it cinema? It's now. I'm waiting for the diversity hires and changes because it's on Netflix.
They did boo Hogan out of the building.
Of course. You know what though? I hope this teaches them a lesson. You know what? I'm actually kind of shocked because remember, W can't suck, AEW sucks. So the fact that they're booing him just proves that maybe these people don't realize that WWE's been MAGA for the past years.
And they're booing him for two reasons. One, he supports Trump. This is in LA, where Kamala would legitimately get more votes.
Apparently they are announcing. Did you see that thing about Kamala? They're at the Senate and they're doing their last hearing, I guess, or whatever. And
they had to certify the election.
Yeah. So the Democrats were cheering for participation trophies. Yay!
But they're booing him because of getting caught saying the N-word on when he was being secretly recorded and for supporting Trump. Now there are plenty of reasons to boo Hogan. So, he was for all the good he did, he damn near undid it all by being self-serving, undermining, booking, et cetera. But what these people have to realize that if it wasn't for Hulk Hogan, they're not watching this right now. No, because WWE would have never gotten big enough to get get half the deals they've gotten. It's certainly not a Netflix
Hogan
deal.
You never would have had a drunk Scott Hall on WCW throw up on Eric Bischoff.
Yeah, I'm saying it's the same thing. People that trash, the Beatles and Elvis. If it wasn't for Elvis, you wouldn't have the Beatles. If it wasn't for the Beatles, you wouldn't have whatever you're listening to right now. Period. Unless you're listening to classical, or or country. But I'm saying so. And I promise you, most of the people that are posting right now, calling him a racist and blah blah, have said things that I bet you they've all said things that they'd be embarrassed by if somebody recorded them secretly.
So here's the thing, though. They met him because he said the N-word and someone secretly recording him. I'm sure they've said twice as worse on Twitter, calling conservative Nazis and all that stuff. And don't tell me that calling someone the N-word is worse than calling someone a Nazi. A Nazi is a downright evil thing. They murdered people and all that stuff. Yeah, they were like, the race is a racism. But like I said, it's the hypocrisy over on there. And I'm just saying it's they're mad at Hogan for getting, for WWE tying up with Hogan again to sell his alcohol. well, then they should quit watching wrestling because Stephanie and her husband, Paul, were at Mar-a-Lago for the New Year's Eve, hanging out with Stephanie's mom, hanging out with Trump. Either there's a New Year's Eve or it's Christmas, one of the two. And they're like, oh, look at it. They're trying to make excuses. I love this. So they're trying to make excuses. Oh, look at Paul's face. He really doesn't want to be there. A bunch of all those fascists.
Right.
Yeah. I'm like, you guys are living in like a weird fantasy world where you make up stuff. Like, dude, like they hate Vince, but then there's also half of them that also hate Triple H because they think that he was involved in it with the McMahons. And it's like the whole WWE is just kind of like splintering into like just people whining online about everything. There's people that just are. It's like at this point, man. I hope the company keeps going strong. And that's about it, man. Because I want competition. I want WWE around because I don't want just AEW. That would suck. Not because I think AEW is bad. It's because I just don't want people to be, competent or lazy like WE got when they had no competition.
Yeah.
Like that, goes for not just WE or sports, it goes for everything. Like that's why you have multiple grocery stores to go to. You have multiple hardware stores to go to because if one of them could just dictate whatever they wanted to give out to you, you don't like it, too bad, don't watch it. And that's kind of why I'm glad that there's actually an alternative. And these tribalists don't like the fact that there's more alternatives. They're offended by that. It's like because they're just W stands. They're not like it's like it'd be like if someone who's like pro DC and hates everything Marvel. How dare Marvel exist? Getting back to comic books. It's these people are just belong in like mental asylums.
Well, leftists, not liberals, leftists have convinced themselves that they have every correct opinion and the only correct opinions, and that nothing else should be allowed to exist.
Exactly. Like I said,
they're the most they are the most worthless people on the face of the earth right now.
Like I said, it's just funny though that there are SJWs like this who hate Hogan, but you're watching the product though on WE. Because WE is not really skewed left. That's AEW. More so than WWE is. Like usually we're talking this for like, why don't they watch AEW then? If like that's catered to them, their political beliefs. Tony Khan is a lefty. It's just weird. It's one of those things on online you come across, and like I said, I wonder if these people who are all against this even watch the product. There's a lot of people who just do the fake outrage. But there's also people who are just offended, because they're offended. They want to be offended. I said you're going to see a lot of this by January 20th when he gets sworn in. Is that what it is? 20th? Yeah. You're going to, it's just starting. You're starting to see all this stuff. It's going to get worse. But anyway, though, what's up with the chat here? What's going on? We're going on a little rant here. That was a chill rant, right? Chill, just a cool rant. What's going on? Jay is here. Undead Quinn's here. Jay says, screw them. Hulk still rules. Yeah, he does. Hulk Hogan was famous without internet. Get that? They knew him in other parts of the world without the internet.
Look, I don't like Hulk Hogan, the wrestler. Like I said, I fully admit that he, as much as I like Ric Flair, it was Hulk Hogan that took wrestling to the heights that it enjoys today. Like I said, he did a lot of shit in wrestling also that hurt, but you can't take away you can't take away what he built. Yeah. But this idea that I said, oh, he said shit when he was being recorded, so everything he's ever done is invalidated. He should be killed. My! Oh, he supports Trump. Oh, he's a Nazi too. Yeah, it's like go fuck yourselves.
Yeah, I guess it's these people are just hypocrites. What's going on? Gunda Quinn's like, oh my god, let's let it go. SCSA there, so cool Steve Austin there. No, I don't think he's coming back to do anything with the WE at all right now.
Well, I said if the next time Raw is in Texas, I'm sure they'll dust him off.
Sure, he's been having fun on Instagram at his ranch. You know, he's got his little cat with him. He's like, and he's
got his podcast, and
he's got you know, he doesn't need to go make appearances. You know, I feel like The Rock is probably worse off than Stone Cold is as far as having to make appearances. WWE, like, I don't know because I don't know because I feel like the Stone Cold Steve Austin has always been like he doesn't need to be a movie star in order to be famous. Where The Rock has to be a movie star to stay relevant, and then people don't like us, or some people don't like The Rock because what he did with Black Adam, you know. But
then make no mistake, Dwayne Johnson is 5 times bigger than Hulk Hogan.
Oh, sure.
But I said all I know is, and yes, it helps. It aligns with my politics. But Hulk Hogan at the RNC, wearing doing his bit, ripping off his shirt. The DNC had men in dresses. That's all I need to say.
Admiral says, if I find it funny, the 3 of my favorite wrestlers are manga. Are you talking about Kane and The Undertaker? Admiral? Yeah, Mark Calloway and Glenn Jacobs. Yeah. And then and like I said, I've never really known what Stone Cold's politics are. He doesn't go into it, which I respect, But I remember The Rock. Did he show up at a Hillary campaign one time?
Good news, all's right with the world. Punk won.
Oh, did Punk win the second face-off microphone challenge? Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny. Yeah, I said Punk kicked. Yeah, they had Rollins do the go to sleep on Punk. Oh. He kicks out of it, of course, but Rollins, doesn't move when Punk does it. Yeah, only Punk can do the go to sleep. Yeah, one more reason to despise this company. I can't stand.
Well, legitimate question for those of you who actually watched ECW, like, did you think that CM Punk was a big deal, or you were watching for Sabu or Sandman or Taz, one of those 3? Because I felt like there were so many other people that were much more talented in ECW, and CM Punk was just a guy who had Pepsi logo tattooed on his shoulder.
Well, there's no question. Punk is the biggest star in WWE by a mile.
Yeah. And
as I said, he's
because everyone left.
No, they're all there. No, he's bigger than Reigns. He's bigger than Jey Uso. Maybe not in merch right now, but as far as
the big names that were used to be there are no longer star powers there.
But because Hogan, Punk went over McIntyre clean. He just beat Rollins clean. He's their number 1 guy.
Because you're not Punk's not. There's no Brock Lesnar, who's gone. Probably never come back because the whole Vince scandal, whatever. Or maybe he just retired. He just got didn't care for. I'm sure he's got enough money. If Brock really wants to, Brock can go back into UFC fighting. He was actually better at that than he was at doing wrestling because he showed up, got a paycheck, and everybody bitched about that. But then as soon as Roman Reigns started doing that, it's great. It's people as Daniel Bryan used to say over there on there, fickle. Yeah. Undertaker was my all-time favorite, but I like Kane and Hogan too. Hogan for me, was it WrestleMania 3 versus Andre the Giant? Is that 3? Or I can't remember which one it was. Where he lifts him up. I think after that, it's like Hogan was it was Hulkamania. And then I guess when did Hulkamania die out? Like 92?
Oh, by the way, in case you're wondering who's going to take the belt from Gunther, it's going to be Punk.
Yeah. But hey,
as soon as they can figure out a way to put those 2 together, because I said
a guy got fired by Vince McMahon on his wedding day is back working and getting paid probably more than anybody else at that business, including Randy Orton, who's been there longer. So
yeah, well, I said they inexplicably revere this guy, and I don't get it.
He's straight laced, bro, or straight edged.
No, I don't get it. I said, I mean, he's just. Well, I mean, I think they've done irreparable damage to Rollins by playing the the brother love character.
Va va boom! Wrestling in the 70s was the best. But back when they had the territories.
Bobo Brazil, the Sheik, Tony Marino, Pompero Firpo,
the guy
Wild Bull, and Bill Curry.
That guy just died.
Who?
It starts with S. Was it? What was his name?
No, the Iron Sheik died about a year ago.
No, there's a guy who just died. He wrestled in the back in the 50s and stuff. What his name is? Sis. I can look at King Kong Bunny. I know King Kong Bundy.
Yeah, I do remember wrestling in the early 70s. It was dirty, grimy. Yeah, I mean, I have a fondness for it, but honestly, I think wrestling got really good in the early 80s. Yeah, the Georgia, before Vince started taking over everything.
Oh, Sika. He died. So you look. Sika Anoi, Said Yudi, Yukata Yoshi, Ken Sullivan, and Ole Anderson died last year. And I thought there was another one. Chris Markov, Harold Hooge, Scorpio Jr. Yeah. Chris Markov. Yeah. 21-year-old Joshua wrestler. Basically, she's from Japan. Died in a car accident last year. Oof. I've never heard of some of these. Like, I've heard of Ole Anderson, but like Florida wrestler Frankie Francisco Ciazzo from the indie scenes died at 48. Died last year, and then. But obviously, Virgil died a lonely, poor, death. Dude had cancer for like the last year. Sika Anoi was a thing I was thinking of. He was one half of the Wild Samoans alongside his brother Afa. He died last year in 2000. He's the father of Roman Reigns. And you go back, there's a lot of people connected to The Rock and and Roman Reigns and all stuff. Their families and everything. Sid Vicious died last year. Tony Jones. John Klinger. Why don't I know John Klinger? Bad Bones John Klinger died of a heart attack, age 40. And Rey Mysterio Sr. died. But there was one I was looking for that died this year, though. But yeah, a lot of the good wrestlers, like I said, I dipped out of wrestling like right after the Chris Benoit murder thing, and I was just kind of like, because everyone retired. Kurt Angle was there, and Randy Orton. Like, I stuck around to watch a little bit of Randy Orton and Kurt Angle, but like I didn't care for Nexus. I hated John Cena. It was a joke because John Cena would get booed, even though he's supposed to be the face. People would just boo him because they hate him, because they pushed him, like Roman Reigns. But it's funny, though. Roman Reigns was the most hated character or wrestler when Vince kept trying to push him. But now that Vince isn't here, now all of a sudden he's the most beloved.
Well, it's all story-driven, but I will say this for Cena. For years, they booed him because they hated the fact that he was getting shoved down everybody's throat. But he earned the respect of those same fans, that it went from booing him for real to booing the character. because he became very well respected by those same fans because he truly did earn it. He worked his ass off to get that, and I said I was impressed by the way he was able to do that, because I mean I couldn't stand him when he was playing the rapper, the Vanilla Ice with muscles.
I gotta say though, how corny it was, I kind of liked it because it was different. I missed was Grandmaster Funk in Sky Toddy.
It was Grandmaster Sexay.
Oh, sorry, Sexay. Sorry,
Sexay.
Yeah. Jerry Lawler's good.
Yeah, unfortunately couldn't stay off the drugs.
Yup. But yeah, I just remember that, and then of course you had Rikishi, who just basically killed Val Venus in the middle of a Hell in a Cell. Yeah. Marania, once you've seen John Cena wrestle, you've seen him wrestle all the time.
No, she's doing the bit. You can't see me.
That's what I mean. You can't see him, so it's the same thing every time.
That's right. You can't. You've never seen it. No one's ever seen him, even though his time is now.
Oh man. Still gonna see. Wow, there's already. That's insane. Like we've only gone in like a little bit into January, and there's already like tons of just celebrities that died, sports athletes. Of course, a lot of them in their 90s. And the Italian basketball players and stuff. American politician John B. O'Reilly Jr., Australian country singer and guitarist. He's Chad Morgan. He's from the band called The Chic of Scrubby Creek. I already heard of that.
I haven't either.
Yeah. Swiss football player Werner Lemgruber, 90 years old. Agnes Kaliti, 103-year-old Hungarian Israeli artistic gymnast, Olympic champion. Pneumonia. Yes.
Yeah, MK, I doubt it. I mean, he was kind of a loose cannon, but I'm sure 90% of that was an act. I mean, he definitely was subject to roid rage, but it's interesting. One of the meaningless bowl games, I can't remember who it was now. Yeah. Scott Rick Steiner's son was a wide receiver for one of the two teams in the game, and Scott and Braun Breaker were at the game to cheer on their family member, and while they were getting interviewed, the son made a spectacular catch that everybody missed because they were doing an interview. But no, I'm guessing. Like I said, these people are that's what they do. I mean, it's all a show. Yeah, drugs killed so many wrestlers. Yeah, I met Brian Pillman right before drugs got him.
Lex Luger, he's still around, right?
Yeah, he nearly died. I mean, he's hobbled, but he'll post on Twitter about just being grateful to be alive when he wakes up.
Is he still in the wheelchair?
I think he can walk a little bit now. I think Paige Falkenberg, who we know as Diamond Dallas Page, got him back to as good a shape as he could be in.
Yeah, DDP's been doing really good stuff behind the scenes with a lot of people. He helped Jake the Snake clean up his act and everything, a lot of people. It's just like he just gives back to the wrestling community.
Yeah, I don't know if they still do it, but I know Luger and the guy that played Nikita Koloff would go to places together to like do inspirational speaking.
Yep.
Yeah, Pillman used to come into the comic book store that where I used to work.
Pillman Jr. or Pillman Sr.?
Senior. Yeah. And I remember, he came in because Paul's daughter and Pillman's wife were good friends. because they both live down about 40 miles out of the city, and
the city.
But I remember Pillman came in and Paul goes, "Brian, how you doing?" He goes, "They still got me in the dress." Remember that angle when he was wearing the granny dress to the ring? That was the last angle he had before he died.
Jeez. Yeah, I told you I've been watching that guy, the actor who used to play Eugene in the WWE, and like his whole thing. He's a guy who said like I was talking. He has like a whole YouTube channel. I'm not sure what it's called. I saw it came up like you watch one thing on wrestling, and all of a sudden you get like 30 different recommends. And I remember it popped up, and I was just like, so. And I was watching him talking about how the one time when he teamed up with Ric Flair. He was supposed to Eugene and Ric Flair, and he came up with the role, but he said like it was the real deal. Like the role was like he said it was awesome. He's like, here's a guy who got to wrestle with all of his favorites. He had a short career, but he's like, dude, I got to do everything I wanted to do. I got my bucket list, everything. That was awesome. And like Eugene was one of the dumbest characters in WWE. Let me see if I can find what his name is. But yeah, just interesting to see a lot of former wrestlers are the ones that are still young enough actually have their own podcasts and all stuff. It's crazy because like I remember I used to watch Jericho all the time, and Chris Jericho said it's kind of cool because with YouTube and all this stuff, podcasts are now a huge thing. Now it's like we could just sit here and just talk about things, and just hang out with friends, and then let fans in on stuff. But here, let me real quick. Let me find what his name is. So I was watching it. I was watching it the other day, and all of a sudden it just like it popped up, and here's history. Should be my history. I watched it. Maybe I didn't. Don't you like that when you watch something and it's not in your history for whatever reason? There it is. Eugene Behind the Scenes is the name of this guy's channel.
Foul.
Yeah. If you go to Eugene Behind the Scenes, the guy just talks about everything about his whole career, and it's so surreal because remember, like you watched when Eugene was popular. Were you rewatching those?
Yeah.
Just to see this guy not doing the bit, and just bend his finger, like it was one of the most offensive, I think, probably bits they've probably done, other than the dog bit, with Trish Stratus. But I mean, like, but it was like you said, I just had it on for like about a good half an hour.
One of the most offensive, what the character?
Yeah, today it would be because
now today everybody's a pussy.
Because he's playing a handicapped character, Eugene, with special needs.
Yeah, but I said we used to be able to laugh at things. We can't anymore, and no one can tell me that anybody is better off now.
Yeah. But yeah, he never has anybody come on, but he's he talks, about all just different things, just the little bits he did. But he said he said I got to working with Ric Flair. He said he loved it because he's like he was one of his heroes. Watching when he was a kid, when he was younger, that's what got him in the business. And then here's with Ric Flair, and then his character gimmick is to steal Ric Flair's moves, and he's like he could tell that Ric Flair was a little bit annoyed, even though they pre-discussed it. There was one move he couldn't do, and for whatever reason Ric wouldn't let him do it because but it was like. Yeah, he had fun with all this stuff, and it's interesting to see some of the people talking about stuff that was breaking the kayfabe, I guess.
Yeah,
but
I think so. We can't do anything anymore, and I said two things. It kind of reminds me of two things. We did such a great job of getting kids away from drinking, and drove them all into their parents' medicine cabinets.
Mm-hmm.
And now they're all hooked on pills. Yeah. Not sure that that's a win. And we did such a great job of stopping, face-to-face bullying that we drove all the bullies onto the internet and into chat rooms where they all bully the shit out of each other online, where kids now spend all their time. Not sure that was a win either, but I digress.
Well, that's the thing too. It's like people are gonna like say crap about each other online. It's like you gotta learn that these are people who are like desperate for attention.
Well, here's my thing on that.
Because they won't do it to your face.
When you bully people online, there's no resolution. When you bully people face to face, a lot of times it would culminate in a fight, and a lot of those participants ended up becoming friends. I'm not advocating bringing back bullying, but a little bit, might not be a bad thing because, like I said, it
depends.
Resilience.
If you're a person that basically has never been told no before, you need someone to tell you no, at least once in a while. You
chump.
Exactly.
Ooh. Oh wow! What
we keep talking about wrestling. You know who's gonna show up? You know who's gonna show up probably if you keep talking about wrestling? Jay Fairclough. if he's alive, we haven't heard from him in a while.
But, wow! What a Iowa State sucks.
Yeah.
Missed the free throw. Got an offensive rebound. Missed the putback. Got another offensive rebound. Missed another putback.
From wrestling to baseball.
Basketball.
And basketball. Whatever. It's sports ball now. I'm like Dalton at this point. It all just kind of like, I never know what you're watching. So. You're watching like 4 shows at once? Yeah.
No, I'm watching one basketball game.
But you don't have the picture-in-picture going?
No, there's one game on.
Really?
That's all it's on right now.
Wow.
No late games.
On TNT?
No, Fox Sports 1.
Oh. All right. Undertaker's channel is a lot of fun and interesting to hear. Yeah, I like listening to Stone Cold's, The Rock's, Jericho's, and Undertaker's. A lot of them are just fun to just because they're just normal people just like we are. And then when it always comes up when they talk about the people, it's like online that they said all the dirt sheets. He's like, don't believe everything you read on the line. He's like, unless we say it out of our mouths, it ain't true. Did
you see where the Rock and Roll Express showed up on AEW last week?
Oh my gosh, that's fun. Yep.
Some of the people here have already heard this, but in the 80s, when they were, as big a tag team popularity-wise as anybody in wrestling, they would come through Cincinnati and stay at the hotel where I worked. And my brother hated them. I didn't like. They're just so, their character was so schmaltzy. But so I tracked him down at the bar in the hotel.
Yeah.
And told him that I had a little brother who was sick and dying of cancer.
Oh no.
And that they were his favorite wrestlers.
Oh no.
Now, Ricky and Robert were there for 2 reasons. To score, blow, and get laid. And I don't even remember which one I approached, but whichever one it was, stopped what he was doing, went and found the other one, and signed autographs for my sick little brother, Philly. And I thought, given that they were off the clock, and I said, I felt ashamed that I did that because they were so nice about it and they cared enough to take care of a fan that they even put off their hookers and blow. And I thought, I'm like, oh, and I said, the next year I did the same thing with Chris Collinsworth.
But here's the thing, though. What would in that moment you said that, like, oh yeah, what if they said, like, let's go meet him?
Well, I was at a bar, dumbass. It's not like I had my sick little cancer-stricken brother with me.
No, but like, what if they want to go meet him, like go to your house and meet him, and like,
that wasn't gonna happen. They weren't gonna put off the hookers and blow for that long.
That'd be my luck. I'd do that and like, oh, let's go meet your brother. Oh shit.
There's a couple of these.
How tall are they compared to you?
A couple inches maybe at the time, maybe 5'10".
Okay, so they're not like 6'2".
I don't know if they're that tall or not. I'll tell you what though, you don't realize how big these people are because Barry Windham had a string bean brother named Kendall, and it was his real life brother. I stood next to him, and he was like standing next to a mountain. Well, so some of these guys, like I said, some of the guys were just walking tanks.
The one day I saw Rey Mysterio walking normal away from everybody else, and I realized he's 5'9". He's my height,
if that. Here's one. Yeah, sitting there, we had this little bar at the hotel. And I say little bar. It was like it sat about maybe 10 people tops. Had a bar and 2 tables. It was called the little bar.
Yeah.
Well, we're in there one night after work having a couple beers, and Dusty Rhodes walks in, and he goes, I want 12 dozen eggs. And my buddy goes, did you say 12 dozen eggs? Now, my friend was sloshed.
Yeah.
Well, Dusty Rhodes thinks he's making fun of him.
Yeah.
And he starts arguing with him. And he goes, what's your name, boy? He goes, Scott. And he grabs him and he slaps him with the cupped hand and goes, don't make me smack you again, Scott. And there's 3 of us in there. And I go, this fat fuck is gonna beat up our friend.
Yeah.
Well, the third one of us was an athlete. I mean, compact. Sure. I go, I'm running the numbers, and I go, yeah, I think the 3 of us can take this, old dude. And then all of a sudden, the door frame fills up, and I know some of the people have heard this story too. Yeah, it's Magnum TA.
Yep.
Free auto. And I go, well, we can't take this guy. And the bartender was this 30-year-old woman. She was just undressing Dusty verbally, and called the cops. And they, cops came, and they're it all de-escalated. And he goes, and Magnum goes, he's just on edge because he's having problems with the WWF and blah blah. Yeah, I said, and 6 months later, he's dancing in the ring with that fat chick with the polka dots in the WWF. So it's,
yeah,
but I said I got a bad guy's autograph one time for the guy that cleaned the carpets. Yeah. He wouldn't accept it because he goes, "You ain't no friend of mine," because he thought it was real. So it's I got in an argument with Tully Blanchard one night. Glad those guys know that they aren't allowed to get physical, which nobody told Dusty apparently. But because I said I could look Tully Blanchard almost in the eye. He's about 3 times as thick.
Yeah, I was gonna say
these guys. I said they're just mountains.
Well, look at Arn Anderson. Well, look at his brother too.
Well, Arn and Tully were a tag team at the time.
Yeah, but
comparable in size, and that's
Arn's. I mean, still he's overweight, but he still has, you can tell he still works out. No. Not much though.
That's my favorite one was all the wrestlers go up to the front desk. All of them ask where the bar is, except for Abdul the Butcher. He asked where the coffee shop was. Just reverted to type, and then he just waddled on down there for a big meal. And God, I think he might still be alive.
Yeah.
You remember him?
Oh no, I there's a lot of stuff. My wrestling starts with Hogan.
Oh no. He was in the other territories at that time.
Yeah.
I mean, Google. Okay, picture a fatter Kamala, the Ugandan giant, and that's Abdul the Butcher.
So I know a tugboat from WF. He was another big boy.
Oh yeah.
Kamala the Butcher?
No, Abdullah.
Paula? Abdul the Butcher.
Yep. 83 years old, but he's still alive. Lawrence Robert Shreve.
Wow, that guy. Yeah, he was kind of big.
Oh yeah. Oh, I guarantee you, he's got to be a couple 100 pounds less than he was when he was wrestling, or he would not still be alive.
6 feet, so 360 pounds.
Yeah, I bet he's not 360 anymore, but
you look like people like Bruiser Brody and all those guys.
Yeah, Bruiser Brody was he had some real life problems with some real bad people, and it caught up to him.
Is he the one that gets shot?
Yeah, and no one to this day,
Carlito,
people that were still his uncle was involved.
Yeah,
Carlos Colon was there. But no one will say for sure what happened.
42 years old, died in 88. Wow. But
he had some help dying.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, stabbed. Okay.
Stabbed. There's Giant Baba. Another guy.
Yeah, if you go on YouTube, I said you can still find the occasional old Bobo Brazil matches and stuff like that. That and he even named his headbutt. It was the Cocoa Butt, and he was from Benton Harbor, Michigan. He actually showed up in WWF in the early '80s when he was probably in his early 70s.
Wow, Dusty Rhodes. Like I never looked at him before without his wild hair. Like apparently before he died, there's a picture of him on Google, and he looks like a normal grandpa with the
Oh yeah.
What did he die of? Heart attack?
I don't know. He wasn't that old. Honestly, he was 69, I think.
Kidney failure. Yeah, 69. Died in 2015.
2015 was a tough year for wrestling lifers. I think that's the year Piper died too.
Wow. So Dusty's son, Dustin, actually is way taller than he is. He's like 6'6".
Dark Emerald, yes, he is, and I believe he's clean now. Sean Waltman. That's if the 1, 2, 3 kid was still alive.
Yeah, I'll throw the link in there. If anyone who wants to jump on, just be respectful, or we will boot you out.
As we were talking about, I was saying how I started really liking wrestling in the early '80s. Ooh. Piper did a face turn on Georgia Championship, and he was great. I mean, he had if Flair still has the best promos of all time,
yes,
Piper I think is second.
Did you ever watch Piper's music video?
I'm sure I did.
It was big in Australia. It was almost like a light rock, I guess, kind of like a slash pop. What are the Beatles is supposed to be?
I'm gonna answer MKF's last question. Current Batista would kill current Hogan in a matter of seconds. Batista might have lost all the roid weight, but he's still 15 years younger than Hogan, who's in his 70s now and can barely move. And Batista can still do action sequences. So
Hogan can't do a leg drop. If he does a leg drop, he ain't moving.
Yeah.
Yes, like I said, it's one of the moves like he did, where you hurt your tailbone.
And that Dark Emerald, I gotta ask you, is it really your favorite thing you ever did, or was it busting the coconut over Snooka's head? Because that's gotta be right up there. And I think
was a 1, 2, 3 kid on X-Pac. He's still alive, yeah.
Yeah. And when I think one of Snooker or Piper got arrested in Cincinnati one night, and the other one bailed him out, which is for the For those of you, I don't know how they worked that in those days.
Yeah,
so
Jay's bringing up this. Flair wants another match. Yeah, Ric Flair having one last match.
Dark Admiral, now he's torn because he'd forgotten about the coconut. Yeah, no on Flair. No, yeah.
It would be, if it was a match, it'd be like a handicap match, and then that's the only way I could see it because Flair's not taking any bumps.
It was sad enough 2 years ago when he and Lethal fought. His son-in-law and his future son-in-law and somebody else.
So, I liked. What was he in? Was he in Edge's corner?
No, he fought with his son-in-law.
So Flair came back in for the mat, be the corner of Edge, right?
Or he fought Jarrett and somebody. What's that?
Was it the last time Flair was involved? Was that Sting? It was Sting. I saw Sting, not Edge. Yeah, that was the last. I mean, I don't mind Flair coming back and being like a manager, like like that. So I don't mind that.
Oh wow! Welcome back, Leon, and sorry to hear about 3 feet of snow.
Oh yeah, sorry to hear about that.
We got a little over 1, and it's crippled us.
I got a little bit over 5 inch. No, take it back. 0.5. I got like a light dusting on my car, and I was offended. I had to go brush it off.
Yeah, the best moment in barbershop history was when Michaels kicked Jannetty through the window.
Oh yes, I love that. Oh man.
Yeah, Flair. Yeah. Unfortunately, Flair just never learned when to go home. And I'm not even blaming him, because when that is your life, when everything is, when everything in your personal life is a train wreck, but you're still Ric Flair. Problem is, now you're Ric Flair in your mid-70s.
He just lost another kid, didn't he? Suicide?
Wait a minute.
Ric Flair?
Wait. I thought you lived in Louisiana or Texas or something. You get 18.
Yeah, he's in Texas, yeah.
18 inches? It doesn't sound that much.
I don't believe that.
No.
And 18 centimeters? Yeah. Ric Flair just had there's another death in the family. I thought just and it last year.
I didn't hear, but yeah, I said it's kind of sad because he just divorced his wife.
Did he really?
Yeah. And she was probably the only one keeping him in some semblance of normalcy.
His stepson died of drug overdose. Yeah. I think so. Yeah.
So, wow. I've never heard of it snowing like that in Texas.
So not only he lost his son David, but then his stepson committed suicide last year.
No.
That could be why they broke up. And he's also got, I don't know if he's got a drinking problem or what. Because remember, he got in an argument with a diner last year. But those things get so blown out of proportion, you never know.
Yeah, Jay, I know you guys get snow every year, but because I remember when Gratu was doing it when he was still living down there. Yeah, he did a thing, where it got real cold and something happened with the grid, but I didn't know that it ever got that much.
Man. So, yeah, Ric Flair fits just like the old days. Woo! He's on Twitter 15 hours ago. He's lacing up his boots on. His purple boots. Yeah.
And here, latest snow forecast for Fort Worth and North Texas, 2 to 5 inches possible this week. Still seems a lot for Texas, but
I mean,
global warming.
Right now we have that polar vortex that's been going through, and I know it's going through like the middle part, but I don't think it's going to dip down to Texas. That's kind of weird. You're funny that you're telling me that it looked like I didn't get a chance to look at it before, but you're saying like it looked like a giant dick on the radar.
Yeah. It effed us. So,
you know what's crazy? Because it went up Lake Michigan. When I went right back down, instead of going like, if it would have went north, I would have got hit with snow, lake effect snow. It would sucked. I would have got like 6 feet of snow, but no. Yeah, that's crazy though. I wonder what Texas's record is for snowfall. Texas record snowfall. In 24-hour period was 26 inches in Hillsboro back on December 20th, 21st of 1929. Wow. In 2020, though, they had one the other Tuesday as well. Once in a lifetime event that brought the snow to the high terrain of Chisos Basin or Bazin.
Well, I saw you. Speaking of like shitty weather, someone posted every winter somebody dusts this off. 1977, when people were walking across the Ohio River without using the bridge, people were driving their cars onto the river. It was so iced over. Now, I don't care how thick that ice is. You got to be a special kind of stupid to take your car out on the river.
I mean, I look at like what is it over in Pittsburgh? They have that one channel or lake, that river that goes out it goes past the Cleveland, or is it the Bengal Stadium or is it Cleveland? But it goes right past there and it goes out into the ocean. There's over like 100 cars down there or more. They're just because people used to park along the railways down there. So when the tide would come in, it would pick the cars up and they'd float in and then it'd drop back down. So and the city didn't care. They don't pick them up. They just put a parking sign that says "can not longer park on the lower parts there by the pier." But yeah, people would go to the bars. They'd park the car. They can imagine going to a bar in Pittsburgh there, and all of a sudden you come out and like, what the fuck's my car? Where's all the cars? They're all in the river there. Wow, that's jeez. And then people who just launch their cars off into the river, scrappers. They take whatever they throw. They would do that. They would, back in the days, they would take their cars, take everything else that was good off it, and they just jump, instead of taking to a scrap heap, whatever, they just launch it into the lake or the river. Yeah. So, but yeah, there's people that drive on the Lake Michigan here. And I'm just like, dude, I would never go anywhere. I mean, even on a.
I mean, it was unusual for the Ohio River.
Yeah. But I mean,
I think that's the only time it's happened in my lifetime.
I hear about people taking their vehicles or trucks, or what are 1-ton trucks, onto the lakes, and then it goes under. Like, how the hell did it go under? I'm like, you got a 1-ton truck, bro, on a lake. You're tempting God. It's like because you're gonna go ice fishing. I'm like, you're gonna cut a hole in there. You're gonna have your car parked here. You think it's not gonna sink in after a while? And it's not. It doesn't. That's the thing though. It hasn't gotten as cold as it normally gets though. Like we're out of that. We're in that 30-year warm cycle still, and then it's like, because I remember the 90s. Oh man, that was towards the end of the cold era. Because there is a global warming and there's a global cooling. So there is global warming, just not to the extent that they think it is. They talk about So I remember we used to get so much snow where my dad would snowblow, and I'm looking like you could not see the neighbor's house because we hear drifts. You're like, okay. And then you imagine in your car, you're trying to back out and you can't see it because there's a giant snowbanks on both sides. Yeah, my mailbox was shorter than the snow banks. It was just it was. So if we wanted to get out, I'd have to get out. One of us go into the road, kind of okay, come on, quick, come on, then get in. Yeah. I even not just driving on the ice. I don't want to go ice fishing on anything like ice because you can go right through. That to me, that's nerve-wracking. I don't care how thick it is. And Because once you go under, you're gone.
Yeah.
It doesn't. There's no survive. You don't survive. You know, you hear about that, like where they go and then like the mother like gets sucked under, and then the kids are like they lost their mom. Well, you find her later when the thaw's out. Yeah. But hey, people like doing that. That's up to them. There's also the people who are probably drink and drive too. You know, these people are crazy.
I disagree. Drinking and driving
You think it's safe? You think it's safe?
No, people don't realize that as much what they're doing when they're drinking and driving. Because you don't obviously your judgment is impaired. A lot of these people take these risks because they like taking risks. But yeah, drinking and driving is just stupid.
The only way you're gonna get me on the ice is if I'm inebriated. Like I'm not thinking straight, so no thanks. But Leonard Nimoy warnings about a second ice stage when I was a kid.
Well, that was about the dumbest thing I've ever seen.
Leonard Nimoy warning about the ice age?
No, Ohio State has the ball with like 5 seconds to go, down 2. Minnesota fouls the guy at half court, but they were in the bonus. Oh. So instead of playing defense for 3 more seconds and winning, Ohio State just tied the game again.
Nice.
What a dumb play.
Right?
God, kids have no court awareness anymore.
Let me go in here and change the settings. This is like driving me nuts. It's little squares. Oh, that's it. Banner style. There it goes. Ooh, much better. I was like, dang. I love the square thing like there, but it's like, if you want to show anything off. So, did you pick up your back issue?
No, I've got that, Vampire's Carmilla, and Cryptology waiting for me at the store.
So I have this and Vampire's Carmilla.
Did you not get Cryptology, or did they not get it yet?
Didn't have it in the store. One of them was going to order it, though, but here. And show off some of the stuff in here. I mean, the back's kind of cool, too. Hey, look. Governors of Comarch.
No, it's not. I thought that was Brent Anderson, but it's not.
Yep.
I think that's Paul Smith.
Paul Smith. It says DMS. So I'm imagining it's probably Paul Smith. Yeah.
PMS.
It is PMS. Really, that's what it says in there. But yeah, they count down.
God, I wish he'd stayed on X-Men for longer than he did.
Yep. Talks about Giffen, give and take, and all stuff. Superman Creeper.
Yeah, I'm glad he's got a tribute issue.
Yeah,
I wish he was still alive.
I don't know if he was going to now. But
Jay, I think they run 1095 now.
Okay. Keith Gibbons 20 greatest hits of the back issue era. So,
and in most months, it's worth every penny.
So they do the top 20, but I love how they start with the number 1 right away because they're dicks. Number 1, Steely Hand Kung Fu. So,
yeah, that's dumb to start with 1, but in a magazine, I guess it doesn't matter because you can just go backwards if you wanted.
Number 2, Santana.
You know what issue that's famous for?
First appearance of somebody?
Rocket Raccoon.
Ooh, Rocky Raccoon. All right, number 3 is Ass.
No, it's All-Star Comics.
Oh yeah, it only is it's ASC. Okay, my bad. But I can't get over how Hawkman he used to have the ugly mask.
Golden Age.
Yeah, man, I hate that. I was like, just put. Well, actually, no, the Golden Age. He didn't have that. He actually had in the Flash ones. He had the actual eagle thing, the hawk thing. So that must have been a different take on it then. For his defenders. Yep. So a lot of cool stuff in here. It's like you guys haven't.
That was when Keith Giffen was in his Kirby phase.
Yeah, let me get to. Well, speaking of Flash, Flash is at number 5. So. Yeah. Dr. Fate. And the Legion of Superheroes.
So, Dark Emerald, do you pick up Retro Fan?
Yep. And then number 7. Looks like Superman and the Doom Patrol. With Ambush Bug. So. Number 8. The Omega Man.
Well, I don't know how old you are, Dark Emerald, but I said if you're in my age group, it's basically your childhood in entertainment. And I'd ask about him because I said it's obviously the same company, and I love it.
Number 2 or number 9, sorry, with Ambush Man, Ambug Man, Ambush, whatever. Number 10, Legion of Superheroes again. So zoom in, but no, that's not Gladiator. That's someone else. Number 11. I've seen a lot of Ambush Bug here, bro. So, a lot of cool stuff in here. Articles, and then they have number 12 is Hex. Working in on that. Number 13, Justice League. Bahaha.
Well, that's my number 1 of everything he did.
I know. I'm surprised it's up here. Number 14 is I came across this actually in a shop once. I had no idea what the hell it was. Video Jack.
Yeah, forgotten about that.
Yep. So he did that with Dave Hunt, who's another pinup artist. Or no, Dave Hoover is him. Number 15, going back, Justice League. The One Punch issue. Probably the greatest thing that ever happened to Roy. Or not Roy, but Guy. Number 16, Legion of Superheroes. Volume 4. Solid work. I do like that though. This is how you do a proper word salad. You throw blood on it. Because you're not showing the screen, someone's getting their ass kicked, and you just show the blood splatter. All right, there you go. Lobo's at 17. What else got here too? 18. Calypso. Work on that. And then number 19. The End. And then
Legion of Superheroes.
Yep, Legion of Superheroes. Yep. Their number 20 though for them is wow. That's just cool. I could not pick a better issue to end on. The Book of Fate. Dalton's favorite character. Some say he might be the best Dr. Fate. Yeah. I'm so glad there's no tributes from John Ridley doing like Josh Trujillo. I think I stuff about him working with that. I also have him working with Dan Didio. Talking about this Blue Beetle, Infinite Crisis.
Yeah. What's up, Barrett?
Yeah. It's a lot of cool stuff. Tribute to Keith Giffen. So if you like this stuff. And the whole magazine is this Keith Giffen tribute. So it's kind of cool. He gets a whole issue. It's not like, here's a page, and that's it. So, yeah. Fortunately, I noticed, though, I got a tear on the back of my magazine here. That's okay, though. It's gonna go inside a thing. I'm not worried about it. No, but still haven't opened this up, though. Vampirez Carmilla. So. But I do like the fact that it's always in black and white.
Yup.
Yep. Yep.
What's up, Eric? Now you heard it twice.
Oh. I was saying, why are you talking to Eric Boyd twice? Yeah.
Because I felt like it. And I guess I should say, because I don't have the stream. And
you can still type in the thing, can't you?
Yeah, I'm too lazy to type.
Oh. Yeah. It's. Oh, look at this. This is the second story. You're going to like this, Eric. Debbie's Doll. Those are always cool. Whenever they have like an evil doll or whatever, it's going to be. Yeah. Oh. Yeah, these Vampirez Carmillas are like actually kind of cool. I'm surprised they're able to do something like it. It's basic Vampirella without being Vampirella. They're able to get away with it. You'd think they'd be like, nope, sorry, it's too close. Where's Jackson? Oh. Well, Nick and Matthew are over in Japan over there for a while. They'll probably come back.
That's right, shopping for pearls.
Yep, he'll soon come back on Wednesday with the belts. Oh man. He's talking to me because I'm twice as awesome. All the Erics in the house. Yes. But only one of them's on the West Coast. I think he's probably the only one in the chat. Who is there anyone in the chat other than Ash that's on the West Coast? He's just secluded by himself on a little island in California. Like everyone's like, nope. I know Dominic, is near like under Oregon or Washington or something. Jimmy, I think is Jimmy in Washington.
I don't know where he is. He's lived in Washington. He's lived in Idaho.
Yeah,
I have no idea where he is now.
Traveling Jimmy.
Yeah,
he might be your next door neighbor, and then you can't talk bad about him.
Well, I'm certainly not talking bad about my next door neighbor right now. So after he shoveled 2 car lengths for me.
I guess they're bringing up Glinzer.
Wow.
Exactly. I know, right? Who cares about Glinzer?
This game won't die.
No, it'll never die. Maybe it's hiding from the IRS. He's going from one place to the other. So, yeah. So tomorrow night should be return of the bracket fights, I believe, and unless he decides to do something else, but cover rankings.
Yeah, it was, and I saw Merrick. He goes, that's like shoveling snow. He said, yeah, you don't get a chance to do it very often around here, but I'm not going to turn this down.
I'm in one of the worst states, New York. Oh my gosh, Eric, there's a 1 in a million shot that this person would show up on this while we're streaming.
What?
I know, right?
What are y'all doing up so late? Don't you know it's a school night?
Who is impersonating Zach? Who are you?
It's me. It's me. I just got to my computer.
On a Monday night, popping up. Ah! You're not Zach. You're Zach who's been locked in a cave for a while.
I know, it's getting really bad. I was talking to Izzy about actually taking a trimmer and not getting rid of it entirely, but at least like tidying it up a little
starting
bit.
to get into the 1970s.
If Izzy likes it like that, then keep it. But if she does, there's a point where it's
like that meme.
So there's a point where I used to look younger than my age. Now I'm starting to look older.
If you see that,
you're a good-looking guy, so you don't need to have a big bushy beard there.
Is that Grizzly Adams? The meme where goes like the guy on the side, he's like, and it gets a little closer to him. You know what I'm talking about? The guy has a long beard.
Oh yeah. It's like he's
that's what I think of every time I see it. It's like he looks like Zach Galifianakis. But it's not.
No,
you don't. No,
this is definitely getting true. I know who you're talking about. I don't want to be in the same sentence as Zach Galifianakis, though. That guy used to be funny. Used to be funny. One movie or something came out.
He did The Hangover like multiple times.
Well, it was 3, wasn't it? Although I heard I think it peaked with the second one. No. I do not sound good on audio right now. I am sick.
But you're echoing.
Okay, I've been bad as well. I had for the past month.
Theo Dragon bringing in the echoes.
Oh, why is that happening?
Your headphones off?
If you have your YouTube open in a different window, you usually have to mute the YouTube. That's what I have to do.
So you missed it.
What I missed?
Your Pa and I did about like 40 minutes of his wrestling talk.
Oh, that's good. If y'all were still talking about it, I would not have joined.
Fortunately for you, we kept the transcripts and we'll do it over for you.
That's so great.
We were talking about
guys. I'm gonna go now. Bye. This is fun. Let's do this again.
We heard about the big news though. People are upset because Hogan's now being associated with the WWE again because he said the N-word like all those years ago. So all these WWE stands are like, oh my gosh, how dare he? I'm like, you guys you watch a MAGA based program, right?
Wow, they didn't put any time back on the clock.
All I know about WWE is Macaulay Culkin, and I think his brother was in the audience tonight. That's all I know because that's what was on. I think
You're watching Raw?
Oh. No, I was on Twitter and I just saw a video of Macaulay Culkin. I was like, that guy, good for him. He got sober. Oh yeah, he got sober. He's got a star on the Walk of Fame. He married that hot Asian girl from Sweet Life of Zack and Cody.
Yeah, yeah. Isn't that crazy? He was dating her.
He married her. They got a kid together. It's like good for him. Oh no, not Ashley Tisdale, the Asian girl.
Hannah something?
No, that's Hannah Montana.
Oh no, her real life name. I think it was like that.
No, London Tipton was the name in the show. I don't know.
So, did you ever play the Corey game? It's called the Corey. There's a sequel. No.
My brother has a joke about that game. This is the best anime game ever, or something.
But no, Macaulay Culkin.
I know you're talking about Corey in the House. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, Macaulay Culkin's. Yeah, she was in that. She played when they're playing like the.
That was right around the time I started to dip out of Disney Channel. I was too old.
No, this is a Disney Channel. No, but I'm just saying.
No, it was on. No, the Corey in the House show was on Disney Channel.
I don't care. I'm not talking about that though. I'm talking about the Quarry. It was a video game.
The Quarry. Okay, I thought you were talking about a different game. Okay.
No. This was a sequel. It's a sequel to Dawn. There's a scene in there where the guys are shooting.
I know what you're talking about.
With the rifles, and then she's like the gung ho like smart Asian chick. You know.
That is the same girl. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Never mind. I am on the right track now.
You are on the level now.
I am now on the level. I actually just got done listening to I've been working all day. It's been a crazy Monday.
You know, I'm gonna later on. I'm gonna pause this and I'm gonna photo manipulate and put like a deerskin jacket on you.
I'm gonna trim this thing probably for the end of the week. I don't know. No, I was listening to the Mark Millar, Jeremy.
That's to grow it out and braid it.
No, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna braid this.
Yeah. So the Mark Millar thing, yes.
Do it.
Mark Millar interviewed Jeremy Adams today. League of Comic Geeks was freaking out because how dare
he
keep
it was a really good interview.
Because remember Mark Millar is a racist, a homophobe, transphobic, all that stuff. And then somebody said Mark Millar is such a lefty. I was like, I don't know.
He is technically. He claims to be member of his leftist party, whatever.
But he's from Scotland, right? Isn't their party different?
Their leftist party or their liberal party, it is a little bit different from ours. I don't know. I'm not
because he said he's center left in American politics.
Yeah, he's like center left. Yeah.
Well, he was, but I think he's probably
maybe now it's different. Maybe now with all the crazy stuff going on.
He's probably followed the same path as like a Dave Rubin, where the party he once knew doesn't exist anymore. And I know he has no stomach for what the mainstream industry has become and how tribal and how just well.
I was gonna say it was glorious to watch them melt down in this comment section on League of Comic Geeks.
There's what was the top 100 from CBR? Zach, I know you weren't with us New Year's Eve. Top 100 books of the year. Mm-hmm. Guess what company had none in the top 100? Millar World.
Oh, Millar World.
And
DC, not 100.
And Ghost Machine had two at the very bottom.
Wow. Well, I mean, that's what can you expect
100. Well, that's what I'm saying. But yeah, and they had there was probably 20 books from their own webtoons.
Now, what I did notice, I didn't see any Millar World books, but when we did the Best 24 stream, right before that, I went and I used the AI bit on Twitter just to see hey, what are the best books of 2024? And there were a lot more indie books that came up than Marvel and DC books. I mean, there was Marvel and DC.
Well, CBR, it's the same guy, Brian something. He does the same thing every year. 2023, he said the best comic book was Mariko Tamaki and her sisters independent book over Transformers. Yeah.
No, we all know it's always Boom Studios Power Rangers.
You're roboting a little bit there, buddy.
I have not read a Power Rangers book. I have no interest in Power Rangers.
That's the other thing too. It's like, I guess Ryan Parrott was the main writer on Power Rangers, and then Melissa something started Flores, I guess. But I was looking at crossovers with the Ninja Turtles stuff.
Yeah.
And I was just looking at different stuff. And I noticed that Ryan Parrott is now teaming up with, I think, John Ridley.
John Ridley for like an Atom book. They had the first issue come out. I think it was
last week. Yeah.
I didn't pick it up. I may, if my comic. I don't even know what my comic list looks like this week. It might be.
Ash,
small.
what are you reading? Post in the chat because
Ash is here. Ash is here. What are you reading? Oh, he reads more regular books now. Boo. Books with words and no pictures.
You just now realize that's just you.
I'm kidding.
Well,
I'm not looking at the chat.
In League of Comic Geeks, I noticed that Ash. I look at Ash's pull list. It's like nothing.
Ash isn't reading. Ash isn't reading Ghost Machine. He's not reading Absolute Batman.
I would say if you read anything, read Ghost Machine.
Yes, create an AI bot, and I'm here to infect your computer with a virus. So it's always sound like you're talking about Green.
Translation, Zach?
I don't have it. I've been gone for 3 months. This is my second time back in how long? I don't remember. What is time?
Irrelevant.
I thought y'all would be doing some type of comic ranking or something tonight.
You know, ironically, we were going to do a bracket fight for all the because we have for basically the bracket fight since you've been away for like forever.
Thank you.
In the comic books, the winners are going against the other winners in a bracket fight as we go between seasons. Yes, there's now seasons for these shows.
Well, there were seasons for the comic book. There were seasons for the comic book cover rankings. Everything goes by seasons now, so I guess I shouldn't be too surprised.
We should go by series every 6 issues.
Yeah, like Doctor Who does. You should totally do it.
We don't talk about that show.
That's a great show. I actually saw the one Christmas special I never saw was Peter Capaldi's final episode. It's actually pretty good. I watched it over like Christmas Eve or something with Izzy and my brother and sister. It was pretty good.
Yeah.
Andy Weir, I've heard of that guy.
The curator of The Martian.
He wrote The Martian.
One of the best books or best movies.
It's an all right movie. It's an okay movie. I don't hate the movie.
You said, because you said, I haven't seen a good Jessica Chastain movie. I'm like,
Interstellar. We have a new Michelle Pfeiffer.
Like
Jessica Chastain.
Jessica Chastain. He's like, I haven't seen a good one. I'm like, dude, she was in Interstellar. Lawless.
I didn't see Lawless. Movie. I have never seen Lawless.
Lawless is about a couple of brothers that basically during
Prohibition. Is that the Moonshine movie?
Yeah.
With Shia LaBeouf?
And Tom Hardy.
Okay,
Jessica Chastain is Tom Hardy's girlfriend in that movie.
The only movie I think I knew she was in Interstellar. That movie just bores me though. That's like the one Nolan movie I have a problem with. I can watch any other Nolan movie, but Interstellar just puts me to sleep.
No,
the funny thing is, I got a 4K version of Interstellar at a White Elephant party. So I was like, "Oh man, this is the one movie." If I got like Tenet or The Prestige or anything else, it would have been great. But no, when I saw Jessica Chastain's face in that picture, the first thing I thought of was the last X-Men movie, the one where she was like the Phoenix Force.
Yeah,
that was a terrible movie.
You know, though, when I first saw it, I thought, I'm like, oh yeah, the chick from Jurassic World.
No, that's a different girl.
I know. But
I thought in my brain in the first 10 seconds, my first thought was the girl from Jurassic World is cuter than her.
Bryce Dallas
Howard. She's a little bit heavier, but she's cuter.
Well, yeah, now. But
she's heavier now. She wasn't in the first Jurassic World. I actually rewatched that.
I think she had a kid.
Yeah,
after that.
I think so. You know, Jurassic World is a Christmas movie. It takes place at Christmas time.
Yes.
It takes place at Christmas time. If you're at the very beginning when they're in the airport and they're sending the kids off to Jurassic World, there's Christmas music playing over the PA system. So if Die Hard is a Christmas movie, Jurassic World is a Christmas movie.
It takes place.
Yes, but Die Hard you can't escape from the Christmas music because it's always there.
I mean, no, it's just for that one scene. But who's gonna play Christmas music in Costa Rica? I don't know. Anyway, I thought it was funny.
Got some bad news.
Oh no.
Basketball?
No, Keir Starmer has threatened to cut the UK off from the United States if Trump doesn't distance himself from Elon Musk.
Is that the 80th thing? He said
one of their police chiefs says they're going to extradite and arrest Americans over social media posts too. Yeah, that country's done.
I say it's time to kick them out of NATO. It's time to kick them out of NATO for being a fascist thing.
You're roboting bad, dude.
Yeah, you're kind of clipping. There's like a little clip at the end of every second syllable. It's kind of. Oh, sorry, dude. Hope I didn't offend him.
Way to go, Zach. Come back.
I know. I'm trying to be nice and everything. I'm trying to keep salty Zach locked in the basement.
Wow, I had no idea the real dragon was black.
I did not say this joke. I'm trying to be nice to Zach, okay?
It is January 6th at 11:16 p.m. We couldn't even make it a week.
And I tried so hard.
we were doing well until you showed up.
You were.
That's right.
Wait, I don't believe
there was no Zach jokes this whole entire week.
Oh, okay. Well, it's only Monday, Vic.
I know.
It's like, what a week, Lemon. It's Tuesday.
Well, I always start with Sunday and go through. We traded a dragon for another dragon.
One dragon.
Funny, that was a good one. Good one.
That was
I was gonna say, what happened to the dragon? I mean, the other dragon. Yeah, he just bounced.
No,
I hope we don't have a dragon cap.
We don't have a dragon cap.
Okay, well, then we're safe.
Cult of the Dragon. Yeah, I like the beard, Jack. Kind of looking like Kratos over there. You know?
Yeah, we'll see how long it sticks around.
I want to get back to Lawless. I liked it because of Guy Pearce's. I like Guy Pearce's acting. Guy Pearce.
I haven't seen Guy Pearce in too many movies. People like praise him. I've seen him in like 3 movies. I've seen him in The Count of Monte Cristo, which was really good. I saw him in Iron Man 3, where he's like not the Mandarin, but kinda. It's weird. And then there was another movie he was in called I think it was The Road. It was like a post-apocalyptic movie. He was like a cannibal. In
a movie with the guy played. He played. I think he played James Gordon in the Batman movie. I think it was him, or was the guy from Jack Ryan. I think it's the guy from Jack Ryan who's going to play the Perry White now. That actor.
He's in Suits. He's in Suits. That's where I know him from.
Yeah.
He's not Perry White.
It was called Lockout with Maggie Grace.
I've heard the name Maggie Grace.
Good movie with that. But I said like Guy Pearce. He was in Lawless. He was the cop or the FBI guy going after them because Shia LaBeouf was making the moonshine. I loved it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he was in the remake of The Time Machine.
Like really? Guy Pearce is a great action star, but he always plays the villains.
I don't think I've seen. He does always play the villains. Now that I think about it, everything I've seen him in, he is the bad guy.
But when I saw him in Lockout, I was like, oh my gosh, he was like the 80s action star. I loved it.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So who do you guys want to be the new DC Batman? A lot of people are saying Reacher guy should be because he's just.
I don't see Reacher. I can see Reacher as I want to see him as Aquaman. I think he would do a killer Aquaman.
So I would put him as Hawkman.
Hawkman. Hawkman could be good.
Yeah,
and have him go against Lobo.
Hawkman.
Hawkman. Oh God, not you.
Hawkman versus Lobo.
Not you two. Not you two, sir. No, I like Hawkman. I like Aquaman. Those are probably the big 2, honestly, that I could see him playing. I can't see him as Bruce Wayne. Everyone's like, he should be Bruce Wayne. I don't see him as Bruce Wayne. He's got
too much of the nice guy, and I'm like...
He's kind of got too much of the Boy Scout look to him, doesn't he?
As I said, Captain America.
Yeah. but
Oh.
different.
What about Barry Allen? Maybe? Oh, he's too big for Flash, right?
But Barry, I don't know. He's a little beefy for Barry Allen. I think Flash. I don't think beefy.
Although, if you're going for Aquaman, where he's got the harpoon, he's missing, and he's got the Brave and the Bold, where he got the long blonde hair.
I don't know. Like, no, I don't even think the long blonde hair. Like, give him like the short.
Outrageous.
I don't know.
But no, actually, my favorite role he's done, actually, for DC was he played Hawk on Titans.
Oh yeah,
it really fit him on there. And he had the hot girl from Friday Night Tights was on there, played Dove.
I know some people want him brought back as Aquaman because they like how he did in Smallville. He does look-wise, he kind of looks more like
he was Aquaman in Smallville. That's just further,
full circle.
That's just further evidence. That's further foundation for my argument.
Like if you picture him with a beard, I could totally see like a new 52-ish kind of looking Aquaman.
Yeah.
A little bit, right?
Could be.
I'm curious to see what Momoa brings to Lobo, though. Because
Momoa's Lobo is gonna be. That's the only reason people.
That's my thing. He's gonna be Lobo in a standalone movie, or is he gonna be actually
Supergirl? His Lobo is gonna appear in the Supergirl movie, which is the only reason people are gonna go see the Supergirl movie. Is because of Jason
Lobo. You think?
Well, listen. I'm gonna tell you because. Not a lot of women turned up for the Marvels. Not a lot of anybody.
Well, what about Aquaman 2? How well did that do?
How well did Aquaman 2 do? That's
a
great
question.
Did
actually the whole Amber Heard thing really hurt it, or is people just weren't going to watch it?
I don't think it hurt it.
Because I feel like a lot of people just noped out because it was pointless. They'd probably
at that time they said they knew, because the whole reboot plans had already been discussed. Aquaman the Lost Kingdom grossed $433 million worldwide, which was less than half of what the first Aquaman made.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, it's kind of like every Batman first issue. And whenever they launch everything back, it's like, oh, Gypsy Darcy's got Batman. That first issue's on there. It's just like about 500, 600 people are pulling it. Second issue, 300.
It's really weird because
but like my thing is you're gonna have like I would love to have Lobo be an antagonist in a Superman movie, but and that'd be it. Like I don't need to have a big bad villain. You just have Lobo.
I would rather see him be a villain in like a Green Lantern thing
with Guy Gardner.
Maybe. It's funny. Aquaman 2, they say like, oh, it did less than half of the first Aquaman, but it actually made more money than Sonic the Hedgehog 3.
Can I comment on one of Ash's things?
Sure.
What did Ash say?
Alan Ritchson was born to be Captain America, but Disney is stupid, so he'll never be. I disagree. I think they will cast him as Captain America and give him Alan Ritchson's personality.
Good.
Which is like to the left of Chairman Mao.
So after this Brave New World movie flops really bad, they might.
He's coming. Chris Evans is already coming back. They've already said he's coming back for the Doomsday.
So Secret Invasion, or not Secret Invasion, but those Secret Wars.
No, Doomsday.
What is Doomsday?
They've said the next Avengers movie is called Avengers Doomsday. That's where Robert Downey Jr.'s Doctor Doom is coming in. Yeah. Somebody else, I think Haley Atwell, they said, is coming back.
Here's my thing. Do you think he'll actually be Dr. Doom, or do you think he'll actually be another Tony Stark from a different world?
Ooh, I really hope he's not Tony Stark from another world. My gut tells me that's what he will. My gut tells me that's probably what'll happen. I really want to believe that someone at Disney has more brains than that. It's getting very hard to believe that. But we'll see.
Yep.
There was somebody else that they said is going to be in it. I think it was Haley Atwell. Elizabeth Olsen apparently has been confirmed. So Scarlet Witch will be back in Doomsday. I would
put Scott Eastwood as Nick Fury.
Clint Eastwood's son.
Yeah. Do a young Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. Nick Fury.
Oh, as Chris Evans. Oh, for Captain. Actually, I like Scott Eastwood for Captain America. I would do that. Tom Holland is coming back for Doomsday. Tom Holland's going to have a very busy couple of years because he's got the new Spider-Man trilogy.
Do I sound better?
Yes, that sounds better. He's going to be in the next Spider-Man
movie.
I
downloaded the app.
Oh, okay. Spider-Man, Avengers, and he's got the Chris Nolan Odyssey movie that he's going to be in. So Tom Holland's going to be.
I was going to say something real quick.
Go ahead.
Half the shit Alan Richardson said in the last year is as far left as anything Mark Ruffalo has said.
Kind of, just on a different topic.
Well, he's got just his TDS is every bit. I would argue is worse than Ruffalo's.
I thought he was more like pro BLM. I mean, I guess Ruffalo was also.
He whined and left Twitter
environmentally.
Do you remember the whole Twitter thing? He left because he said Elon Musk is taking everybody's blue badges. He was all worried. It's just like you just started spewing something. Then he said, I forget what else he said after that. He said, but he basically was anti Elon Musk for a while. I don't know if he still is, but
he's supposedly a Christian, but my God, he's just off the rails with half his comments.
His Bible stuff is pretty good to listen to, but yeah, when he starts talking into politics and everything, I tend to zone out anytime I hear anybody talk about politics. I don't believe that you have to have TDS in Hollywood. I think that there's some. Who was Denzel Washington just became a minister recently.
So that's another thing on Twitter. People are like, "What does he deserve? What has he done to deserve to actually get that highest Medal of Honor?" He's an actor.
Yeah, he hasn't really helped America, not like George Soros.
Yeah.
Wait, who? Denzel or
Denzel?
No, I was being sarcastic.
I know Denzel donates a lot of charities, but does that mean a lot of people who donate a lot of charities should get a medal done?
No. Did he get a medal?
Only if the Democrat affiliated.
I saw Hillary Clinton got a.
Biden. I think Oprah got one too. I think.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, giving Hillary Clinton a medal after Benghazi is actually wild.
Yeah.
Did you see the meme where he puts the medal on her and she turns into the demon and starts spewing hellfire and floating across the room?
Wait a second. Did George Soros actually get a medal from?
Oh yeah,
Biden?
he did.
Yeah.
I didn't know half of this. I didn't know half of this happened. Bono. That seems like a weird pick. What has Bono done recently? Bill Nye.
What you mean other than walking on water?
Well, they say that the participation trophies of the Medals of Freedom.
Magic Johnson? Really?
Yes, we're having a trans daughter.
Magic Johnson?
Yes, like I said, participation trophies.
Wait, no. Oh wait, no, never mind. I'm reading this paragraph wrong. Lionel Messi, who I know him because he's a soccer player and Izzy likes soccer, so I know him. He did not attend the event. I think
nor he didn't send a proxy either, so that was sending a message.
I may have to support this guy now.
Yeah.
No, you're not echoing anymore, but I don't think, Dragon. You're good. Who else do we have on this list? Nobody else that I know. Jane Goodall, the woman who talks to gorillas. I didn't know
which list are you reading? Not
why?
Video.
I don't know why. This is all. This is a list of people that Biden gave. The Medal of Freedom to?
Yeah.
That's such a weird list.
Yeah, I feel like the only medals we get out are like the Medal of Honors and Medal of Valor and that stuff. It's like giving a medal to like
civilians, aren't they? Isn't this like a civilian thing?
It's like
that's so weird. Like, I love Denzel Washington, but I'm sorry, I don't
like. I understand if you're gonna if you gave a medal to Rosa Parks, back in the day for what she did, standing up in the face, but like, these other people, they're rich and they donated their money to charity.
I actually heard an interesting story concerning Rosa Parks. Or she's a part of the story. The guy who owned, I think he might be dead now, but the guy who owned Little Caesars paid for her housing. I don't know if it was an apartment or a house or whatever, but basically made sure that Rosa Parks never had to pay rent or anything for housing for as long as she was alive.
Nice.
That's
Ash,
cool.
The reason I said Medal of Honor because I don't think Medal of Freedom should be a thing.
It seems like a really weird thing.
It's like you go and you survive over and you're fighting a war for your country, and then you come back. It takes a toll on you. Sometimes you're losing arms or eyes, and like
Imagine serving in Benghazi or knowing a guy who died in Benghazi.
Yeah, and then here gets
and you see Hillary Clinton getting a medal of
exactly.
Again, absolutely wild. Anyway.
And
yeah.
I'm trying to whittle.
What do you expect? Biden is taking all those for probably Obama, who probably told her to give her one.
Probably.
Oh shit, Dad's here! Gosh.
Run! It's like that.
No, it's the fuzz.
It's that scene in Independence Day where they get into the mothership and the alien opens the window, and Jeff Goldblum's like, "Ah, shit!"
It's like,
I like the headline though. Florida man. That's cool.
Damn straight.
So what brings you to your own channel?
Yeah, how dare you without giving me a heads up?
No, I appreciate you guys doing this, really do. Gail had a moment of she's trying to call something. I don't know the whole story. Pharmacy. I was just told drive. No, she's trying to get her medicine. And so she Central Plus, make an appointment. You can do it online, go. And that tells her, oh no, you need pharmacy. Okay. And then you call pharmacy. No. What you need is prescriptions. And they send you the prescriptions. What you find out was what you called the first time. And they send you, oh, no, you need pharmacy. So fine, we'll just screw it. Let's just go get it. And they made her the appointment. Instead of giving her something, they made her the appointment that she was supposed to be making earlier, which is supposed to be the easy way now online.
Yeah, a lot of the insurance companies love to say that online is easy. It's easier and more convenient for them.
For them, hell yeah.
I know this because I work with insurance companies. So
sorry. Come here,
man. Is that the bird?
You were doing well, quiet, and nobody knew you were here. Oh, but nice. Yeah, that's so. I turned on. I came home and turned on the YouTubes and saw that I was doing a live stream. So I was like, well, let's see what they're talking. What you talking about?
Yeah, we talked about all the good stuff, and then you got here, and now we got to start all over again.
Right.
We talked about an hour. Me and Breen talked about an hour just talking about wrestling. Then Zach jumped on. We started talking about Interstellar, and how he doesn't like Interstellar.
Oh, it's boring as fuck. Interstellar is.
You guys are off the stream. I'm done.
Look, I enjoy some Nolan, Christopher Nolan. I almost said Nolan Ryan again. I enjoy Nolan Ryan movies, but no.
So
that one is long-winded. There is. I'm not kidding. They go through scenes over and over again. You could cut a couple of them out. There are whole scenes that are just not necessary. Some of them people like, I know, but occasionally, in order for a pacing of a movie, you need to cut stuff out, good or not. That whole bit with Matt Damon, don't need it. Even though people love that walking robot thing, don't need it.
Well, I love it because Interstellar and The Martian are connected that way.
No, The Martian's good.
Yeah.
But it reminds me of Zach's wife.
Ex-wife.
All right, well, how about this? If you had to choose between Interstellar or Space Odyssey, which is more boring?
Oh.
Space Odyssey. I just
2001. Yeah, I'd rather watch Interstellar.
I don't care Interstellar. Yeah,
I don't care if it's 2001 or 2021. I don't care. I'm not watching that.
Yeah,
that's another movie I get in trouble with for my opinion on, because supposedly 2001: Space Odyssey is the greatest sci-fi movie.
We also learned that Jessica Chastain is his new Michelle Pfeiffer.
I don't find her attractive.
I didn't say that. If you're talking about movies, though, in general.
No.
I don't care for her movies either.
She's not ugly, you know.
She's not ugly.
She's
no,
fine.
Michelle Pfeiffer's not ugly either. I just don't see the attraction.
Thoughts on the movie Lawless?
But Lawless is awesome. Yeah, Mama. I like the horror film Mama. That she did. Zero Dark 30 was good. I mean, yeah, it's not like every movie.
Wasn't Zero Dark 30.
Yeah, I don't think every movie she's made has been horrible.
I want to watch Ava. I haven't got a chance to watch that.
Yeah, I haven't seen that one either.
I haven't seen that.
But yeah, I mean, you know, my favorite is Intergalactic by the Beastie Boys. Beastie Boys is a band, or a group, I don't know what you call them. I had to come around to. Like when they were first there, you got to fight for your right to party. Of course, I liked it because I was a teenager, but the rest of the stuff wasn't all that great. And then my friends, we were hanging out, and I'm just listening to it. And Funky Monkey, now I don't forget what it was. Paul Revere. Now this is a story. That was. I was almost burst into Fresh Prince there for a bit. Yeah.
You know what I liked about Interstellar? Not a lot of walking.
Not a lot. Doesn't matter. It was better to walk. At least there was movement. This is in a ship.
Interstellar was better than Lord of the Rings.
This was 2 hours of this.
I don't care. It is better than Lord of the Rings.
No, it isn't.
No, it is not.
Yes.
Lord of the Rings, the last movie had a clean sweep of the Academy Awards back when they used to mean something.
The
flawless film.
Yeah, no. Eric, where do you stand on Interstellar?
I was going to say, the only thing I can think of that would be more painful than watching something from the Lord of the Rings trilogy would be a 3-hour seminar with Adam Kinzinger.
I don't know what that is.
I was going to ask you about the 90s. Which did you prefer? Even though I hated both of them, NSYNC or the Backstreet Boys?
Yeah, you know who Adam Kinzinger is. He's the so-called Republican that's been railing about Trump for 8 years.
Oh, yeah.
Crying Adam Kinzinger.
Okay, yeah, I was still thinking movies. I'm like, wait, is he that guy who went to Parks and Rec? No.
That's Eddie Dwyer.
Yeah,
that's Chris Pratt's character.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right.
To answer your question from about 4 minutes ago, what comics are y'all reading these days? Go to Geeky Puppet Show. Top 5 Tuesdays. We do those at 8 p.m. Central, 9 p.m. Eastern. Eric and Breen talk about the books we're reading, and then we show them off on Thursdays with Zach.
I just read.
Really? With Zach?
Yeah.
I am reading right now. Not right now because I'm talking to you guys, but it was interrupted when I was reading it. It's called Dust to Dust. It's a kind of a Western from Image Comics by J.G. Jones and Phil Bram. It has that kind of sepia tone line art to it, making it look like it's done during the 1920s, because it really does look like it's there's no color to it almost, but obviously there is. But the shading's done well. The story so far has been interesting. It's pretty good so far, but how far am I into this?
It's interesting. I don't think a book has to have a lot of color to be good. That's
a shock.
Thank you, Eric. I was not going to say it.
I need to say, a while back, there was a Green Hornet book. It was black, white, and green, and I thought it was
good story. But did that hurt your eyes?
No, not me.
Okay, me and Venkman have a different review than you, because that one we're both talking about good story. But
I had a migraine, man, just trying to read because the white, when they did the white background with the bright green over it, I was just like,
it probably a different shade of green. Maybe that one that was a little less subtle would have been better. But
I would have drawn it just the green page with the white.
I lined up a whole bunch of books just to get caught up. And I think I'm just going to go back in time and pick up all of them. But Plastic Man had a book out called Plastic Man No More, #1.
Oh, yeah. That was
Justice League, The Atom Project, Metamorpho, What If Galactus Transformed Hulk, Captain America has a new one. Well, I'm sorry.
Didn't Mariko Tamaki do a Plastic Man series?
Is that Mariko Tamaki?
Was that I think in 2000?
No, this is Campbell.
Plastic Man. This is fairly recent.
Basically, I'm trying to get caught up, so I grabbed a whole bunch of #1s. There's a book after this one I'm reading called Victory by somebody named Walker, and then there's the Xenoscope 2024 pinup special, which is always a lot of fun.
My shop did not have that. I'll have to check the other one.
Return of the Living Dead by the American Mythology production comics group.
Oh, it's Campbell. Okay.
And New Year's Prey. Okay, and Cable, Love and Chrome. I just grabbed a whole bunch of #1s and said, let's see how it is, because you guys are always talking about new books. Maybe I should start reading some. But I'm just going to do that. I'm going to go back in a couple of months, not too far back, but the last month or two.
You want some good number ones? Let me get you some good number ones. Aquaman #1, brand new Aquaman comes out this week.
No, I don't like Aquaman as a character.
Oh, that's bullshit.
Well, here's the thing. I heard that Sue DeConnick was going to come back and reprise it and write on it just for you.
Yeah, that's the way to go.
She's been like, sorry, Jeremy Adams, kicking you off the book so I can finish it properly.
At least it's not that Dan Abnett shit.
There's also, speaking of, there is a new Green Hornet book coming out this week also. Yes. Green Hornet and Miss Fury. That's a #1.
You know why that's important? Why that our pal is the editor on that.
Joe Corallo.
Oh, you mean Joe? Joey?
Yeah, Joey.
Mr. Corallo, as I call him sometimes.
He keeps trying to kill my family. I don't like him.
See, I call him JC. We're tight.
JC, really?
Well, I only do that with Jesus in our weekly meetings.
Try to kill him?
Oh, sorry, Zach.
No, that's okay.
For the religious joke.
That's okay. I'm trying to
he
see
gives
what
good
other
head.
#1s. Wow. There's a new. Oh,
that look was worth it.
There's a new God series.
I don't know how to react to that without being canceled. I'm appalled, but I'm also like, I was not expecting that.
No, you're not. You're laughing on the inside, you heathen.
Yeah, because you didn't want to get in trouble by laughing on the outside.
Well, no, I don't laugh at those jokes. I don't want to get a lightning strike.
There's also there's the new Justice League book at #1 as well. That was out like in November though. That's fairly recent.
Let's see here. So Christopher Cantwell is writing the new Plastic Man?
Yeah, he wrote the new Plastic Man miniseries, which kind of turned me off of it because although I've heard some people say it's really good. I've heard some people say it.
His Doctor Doom book was good.
Was it really? Wait,
I liked it. It wasn't.
Was that the one shot?
No.
That was Jonathan Hickman.
No. Doctor Doom one is one where Doom starts having memories of what his life could have been if he had a healed face and had a family stuff. It causes him. He has thoughts, but
hold on.
And turns out there's a black hole that Reed Richards was conducting an experiment in, and then he caught. It's just like it's just a whole bunch of mess, and at the end, they said you get to see Doctor Doom going back to because he gets absurd is he's so mentally tormented. He gets his cast gets taken away from him because they find a descendant, and what he does, he basically rides up on a freaking grizzly bear with a freaking saddle, and gets revenge and just ends up tossing. I think he tosses the guy off the balcony. He says like, "Have a nice fall."
This is the series with art by Salvador Larroca.
Which one?
From 2019.
Dr. Doom one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
Huh.
The art was good on that.
Well, it was Salvador Larroca. That's why.
Yeah. What about that one shot that was released last year?
That was Jonathan Hickman.
Yeah.
That one was pretty good. It's a one shot. It's basically, I think it's Doom against Galactus, I think.
Okay, so let me ask you guys something, since you are all young people with your fingers on the pulse.
That's younger than I am. I'm
what the hell is this image I'm seeing of Galactus as a anime chick?
That's Galacta, not Galactus.
That's not new. That's old.
Galacta has been a character for a minute.
Okay.
He appeared in Capcom, wasn't it?
Was it Marvel vs. Capcom?
Was it like that? It was something weird, like obscure, and then just popped up. In the early 2000s.
Anyway, the reason she's popping up and she's relevant right now is because there's a new video game out right now called Marvel Rivals, which is kind of like Overwatch, and she's like the big overarching narrator, so to speak, of it. No, she's been around for a while. She's been around since 2009.
So
because
of a video game, I did
because of a video, they brought her back. Dude, that video game has some deep cuts.
Is this was this the one with Ultron? Because I don't remember playing that one.
No, they haven't brought Ultron into
the. It's a brand new game.
It's brand new. It's only been out.
No, I mean the one you're talking about.
Old Marvel vs. Capcom ones.
Yeah, it's like Marvel, Capcom, Ultron, or Ultimate, or Ultra.
No, this is Marvel Rivals.
Yeah, this is Rivals. This isn't Capcom. I know the one you're talking about now because Ultron.
I remember playing the original Marvel Capcom like it was the only video game ever made and will ever be made again. Because I got good at that shit.
The best one.
That was what. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
The best one. I think they remastered it or something. Or
I can't do the music, but if you play the music, I know it. Okay, who's your character? Marvel Capcom 2. Who's your character?
You re-govern it.
Gambit.
How about you, Ethereal? Apparently, you played it.
I've actually never played it.
No? Wow. Are you younger than, say, the rest of the panel?
Oh, he's actually older than me.
41.
I think I'm still the youngest person here.
Shocking. You actually are.
I'm younger than RDV, but I don't have as much gray as RDV.
Yeah. Well, RDV's been on this channel longer.
My soul's been ripped out many times.
She-Hulk in the 80s, Spider-Woman, Wolfman was some of the best miniseries in those years. So She-Hulk was pretty good.
I used to own the PS2, the original first version of like the Capcom, and that thing went for money. But I gave it to a friend for like $60 because I was like, I got it for like $5.
If you like those games, they came out with a collection a couple months ago.
I'm saying this was back in the early 2000s. It just started picking up. For whatever reason, that price of that game went up crazy. This was right after a Marvel Ultimate Alliance and all stuff. They stopped making those games.
That was a good game too.
This was right before Marvel Capcom number 3 came out, or 2. I think number 3. Yeah,
it was 3. Because then after 3, then they did Infinite, which was kind of a bust.
But there was no backwards compatible, so you could not play that game. So then the PS3 came on, I think, or PS3 or PS4. They allowed you to actually have a collection, I think, on the console. You can also download it too.
There's also for Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, which is the one that has Ultron.
That's what I was thinking.
They just did a mod, or they're doing a mod or download a new updated version of it where all the graphics look better and like flashier and brighter and more colorful. It looks really, really good.
And they added Lizzo in.
No, that was Godzilla. It just looked like Lizzo.
Actually, I finally got to see Godzilla and Kong, the new Empire, the newest one.
Oh, really?
I finally watched it the other day.
What did you think of that scene where there's no subtitles and they talk for like 20 minutes?
No, it was the Star Wars Christmas special.
Yeah,
no. It felt like that though, where Kong goes down and he talks to all the other apes and they have this Scar monkey.
You mean when he's fighting them and like punching their teeth out?
When he first gets down there, he comes across.
It does go a little slow at the start. But to be fair, listen, you always complain about how the monster movies have too much people time and not enough monster time. There's a lot of monster time.
Well, I was mad because I pirated that movie and I'm like, is there supposed to be subtitles for this?
Me and Izzy were watching it, and Izzy was like, because at the final, they're basically Godzilla and Kong team up against this other monster, and basically the entire city of Rio de Janeiro is dead. They won't show the bodies, but we're watching and like, there's billions dead there.
Hey, look, kids, Comic Talk, 80s miniseries.
I've read one of those.
Seriously, only read one of the Wolverine, the Punisher, or Infinity Gauntlet was 90s, but
I own Infinity Gauntlet.
Oh, was it really? That's the one that I read was Infinity Gauntlet.
Wasn't it? It was It was in 1990.
Was it?
90s somewhere. Yeah.
I own the trade for Infinity Gauntlet, but never read it though.
I have both the trade and the first issue.
Yeah, I've got the Infinity Gauntlet on the shelf, and I like it. I revisited, and beforehand I would tell everybody, look, you got that complain about the MCU. Look, you got to understand they have to do, if they're going to do this, they have to use the characters that they have. They're not going to give you 50 years worth of history and then make the movie. And then I read it and I went, yeah, I understand your disappointment. That thing is so epic.
Since we got Zach here, we have other people in the panel. We need to put this to rest. The best character in the Marvel universe.
The best character in the Marvel universe.
You son of a gun! You know who I'm gonna say. You know what I'm going to say.
I say Spider-Man is the most popular character in the Marvel universe.
Are you talking about the best character or the most popular?
Most popular. Like, I guess coolest character.
No. Because you in Twitter, you said he was the most popular. You're talking about, you said best character though, because there's a difference between best and most popular.
Well, I still say that. I still say the best. I mean,
okay. How about you, Zach? Who do you say?
Because I'm going all the way through.
It's Benjamin Grimm. It's the Thing. The Thing is the best character in the Marvel canon.
Alrighty. How about how about you, Eric? What do you say? Best character of the Marvel universe?
You mean the movies? I wasn't paying.
No. Comic books.
Not the Thing. Not the. I can change my answer.
Yeah, definitely not the Thing.
What?
It's Spider-Man.
He's the most popular. He's not the best.
MK, how about you? What do you think is the best character of the Marvel universe?
I like Spider-Man a lot, but I've kind of always leaned towards Wolverine for some reason. You know, because he's always the small guy. I feel like a lot of people underestimated him, but he's a badass. You know what I mean?
You like furry midgets.
I'll allow that.
How about you, Ethereal?
We all know it's Wolverine. I mean, come on. How many comic books are is he in?
Oh, I like this. Listen, y'all can. I'll take back seat if Wolverine overthrows Spider-Man. I'll take back seat.
My channel, my rules. The Thing is the correct answer. If you were telling me that the popular, of course, Spider-Man, but the Thing is definitely the best. Actually, Dr. Doom. But let's go with the heroes on this one.
We can do villains? No. Oh, okay. Red Skull. Skull.
Honestly, if you it'd be the Thing versus Spider-Man versus Wolverine.
Okay, here's my take. Here's my take on the whole thing. But anyway, and then please, by all means, back your stories up. I mean, that's the best thing about this. The reason why between the two, I mean, in all honesty, the best Marvel villain or the Marvel hero is the Fool Killer. But when you're really arguing for either Spider-Man or the Thing or even Wolverine, Wolverine, maybe at one point in time he held this, because they made him a darker, more richer kind of character with the John Byrne, the Claremont even. But over time, what they made him into, he is the character that gets beaten in order to prove that new character A is the better character. Spider-Man has been flip-flopped between competent, incompetent, college student, adult, teenager, that there's no real grasp of the character for the last 20 years. Thing has been consistent, but also one of the things in his in his heyday, he was the character who knew everybody. He was the character who even refused to fight in the Civil War because this is stupid, guys. We shouldn't be fighting among ourselves. He was the voice of reason, and he always has been. Even though he's the first one to want to throw a punch in a fight, up to that moment, he's the one that's saying, he's the one that's trying to be level-headed. There you go. Anyway, that's my take. Anybody want to defend Spider-Man or anything, go on ahead. But dude.
He's about Peter Parker, right? Not Miles Morales.
No, Miles Morales is Miles Morales. Peter Parker is Spider-Man. That's my opinion.
I will give Zach that the Thing would come in second. But Spider-Man is the flagship character. If we're just talking about the 20th century, because he is correct. Spider-Man, there hasn't been a writer at Marvel that's really understood that character, with the exception of about half of Nick Spencer's run, of all people, in the last 20 years. But you could say the same thing about the Fantastic Four. I mean, there have been some bad writers in that too. Right, and you talk about the Civil War. Yeah, okay, the Thing becomes the Thing becomes a conscientious objector and moves to France. Ben Grimm wouldn't do that.
What the hell?
Because they had a story to tell, and they didn't care what characters were assassinated in order to tell it. They they assigned people to both sides of the political aisle and got most of them wrong. Now, I mean, I liked the concept, but the characters, so many of the characters were so misused. And first and foremost, well, two of the ones that were most misused were Spider-Man and the Thing. But yeah, if you're talking about, like, if you add the last 20 years, and it's hard to make it, because, like, to Ash's point, Wolverine's just become, I have a story to tell, and they won't let me do Batman, so I'll just put claws on him, and he's Wolverine now. Just like Deadpool and Harley Quinn have become interchangeable. Just whoever has a story that they think is funny.
All right. So let's flip this to DC.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that too. Yeah, DC's much harder for me anyway.
Who is the flagship at DC?
Superman.
Batman. I agree with Zach, but unfortunately, it's Batman.
You know what? I could give an argument. I could give an argument to this. Superman's the flagship, but it's like baseball's America's pastime, but everybody watches football.
There you go.
That.
It's the same way, because Superman's the flagship, but everybody reads Batman the same way.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that, Aaron. That's the most salient point you've made in the 8 years that I've known you.
Well, I like that. Okay.
He's like, what did I say? Forgot.
By the way, this is the second time he's ever said that to me.
The smartest thing E has ever said.
What was the first thing I said?
I said I forgot what we were talking about, but I guess it was something about young women or something like that, and I said that there's nothing more sexy than 30 years of marriage and 2 kids. So that was the other thing that you.
Oh, I probably said that was the smartest thing you ever said, because you're the one that has to stay married.
Yeah, but that is absolutely
that's a very good analogy. There,
it's still very good. Yeah.
So here's what you do. We'll put a pull up for the Marvel ones. Thing, Spider-Man.
There you go. All right, let's get that's.
I agree. I said
or what was the other one?
I agree with what Ash just said. Wolverine. I mean, that's along that same lines.
Hold on, just let me put the poll up for the chat on the Marvel. Alrighty, and that is
Yep, Thing, Spider-Man, and Wolverine were the two that are very brought up.
Okay, and this is best character, and apparently we're going to make it so it's before 2013.
I mean, like I said,
because nobody's really written well.
It is true. Batman and Spider-Man could be the most horribly written titles, but people still pick up the title because it's that title.
Batman is probably as much as I love Teen Titans and Legion of Superheroes, Batman and Superman were titles that I read long past I should. I read into the Bendis run, and I know, right?
Look at
even Pistachio, not Twiddles. Pistachio.
5 votes in. I don't see any. Are we moving at all?
What?
Zach, are we moving on the poll at all? I see.
I don't even have the YouTube page pulled up.
All right, there we go. 7 votes in. Somebody give a pity vote to Wolverine.
Yeah, I think we know who's going to win.
Where's the thing, Zach?
Y'all will never see me again.
Okay, so we're really pushing for Spider-Man on this one, guys. With
all of y'all are traitors.
Well, here's the thing: it's Spider-Man. No matter what they try to do in the past 20 years,
who the hell are comic pals?
He's still a fan favorite, though. They keep pushing him in the movies more than anything else.
Dr. Doom is a villain, Ash. We're talking about heroic characters.
Heroic.
I was just saying best.
I'm just kidding. It was heroic.
No. If you want, you could argue that.
No, that you're right, because you're right about some pronunciations. You had me tell. Is it heroic?
Horrific.
So
I agree. By the way, I agree with that. Dr. Doom. Oh, I'm sorry. Going ahead, Ethereal. I was talking over you.
Is everyone shilling for Spider-Man?
Everybody goes for Spider-Man.
Wow, the thing actually.
It's like this must be like what Ramaswamy felt like running next to Trump in the primaries. It's like everybody goes
that's
for Trump.
That's what if you put Doctor Doom versus Doc Ock. Sorry, who is the better villain?
Doom.
Well, I won't lie to you. When it comes to Vivek Ramaswamy and Donald Trump, it very much was the prom queen won the popular vote. If you put like a true debate between Vivek and Trump, Vivek would probably take them apart.
Probably. Trump's like 80.
When you're just talking facts. That's not to say Donald Trump wouldn't give as good as he gets, but I just think he
was it an age joke? Like he
No.
No. He said like, well, Trump is 80. I'm like, they're not fighting,
Trump
bro.
is 80 and Vivek is 30 something. I'm just saying, I work with my dad. My dad is older. I can talk circles around him.
Okay.
After 20 minutes,
you ever think that maybe your dad's just when you talk because he wants
to
feel right for once?
Eric Boyd's saying, I've listened to England team too long as intentional mispronunciations have infiltrated my cranium. I found myself saying names incorrectly of late. Yes, because I am purposefully saying Simonson instead of
you say I hear it every time I read his name.
I've never heard that Simpson guy before.
I never heard it. That's the way I first read it in the 80s, and nobody stopped me, so it became Simonson. And then I'm looking at the spelling. I'm going, that is Simonson, right? Yes, it's Simonson. Okay. Yeah.
Yes.
I got one for you guys. Who you guys talked about Batman and Superman earlier, right? But who has the better stories, Batman or Superman?
Batman Day. Batman. I mean,
Batman has one shots. I guess.
Do not miss your chance to blow. Yes.
Green Lantern.
No. Wait, blow Batman? No, I'm good.
No, there's. It's hard to find a like that definitive Superman story that you can point to.
What about Death of Superman? Wasn't that big?
Death of Superman, I was about to say. That's a pretty...
Superman Exile, there's...
But then what does it say when your most poignant story is the character's
involves
death?
You're not in it for a good chunk of it.
Superman... Batman started before Crisis. He with the what was it? Joker 5 Ways, the Laughing Fish, the Strange Apparitions.
To be fair though, Superman was always the book for the kiddies. Now DC aimed young, but they aimed even younger for Superman, and you can tell us because if Haney would slip it in once in a while, but if you read a Superman story, Clark Kent secretly Superman, you didn't see Bruce Wayne secretly Batman, because Superman was for like the 4 and 5 year olds, it seemed like.
So here's my thing.
There's even into the 70s when you were getting O'Neill and Adams. And then later in the 70s, Strange Apparitions, stuff like that. The Joker, the story you're talking about, 251.
And of course,
Superman, they gave Denny O'Neill Superman for a year. And he came up with this really great idea where Superman's powers were cut well more than in half. Some sand creature got the rest of them. He was wandering around at the same time. And they were very Marvel in presentation. Then the year ended. He's off the book. None of that was ever referenced again. It was right back to, everything ties up in a nice, neat little bow at the end of every issue.
Is there any character in the post-crisis era that can go up against No Man's Land for Batman?
You mean any DC stories?
Well, that's what I was thinking. Yeah. If you start it with Superman, you have to start after, and you do have Man of Steel. That was an incredible story. Death and Return was very good. You have All-Star Superman. That one was awesome. And those are Who Cares About Truth, Justice, and the American Way?
Okay, you just named What If, Imaginary Story, not in continuity to get for. But I'm saying you don't have to do that with Batman.
But you get at this point in time, though, I think Marvel and DC considers any good story not in continuity. It can't be.
But I'm saying No Man's Land was in continuity.
Okay.
Yeah, and so I said the great like year one was in continuity. Now,
so was Man of Steel.
Oh yeah, that was the one, and
here's
it's all been undone now. But
here's a question: the best DC story,
the greatest of all DC comic stories.
Yeah.
I think the knee jerk would be Crisis on Infinite Earths. In all honesty,
that's mine.
If that's okay, if that's what you're going with, what would be the best Marvel then?
Well, okay, there's contenders would be the Death of Phoenix. Yeah, in the lead up into that, that's very, very that would win.
If Death of Phoenix versus Crisis?
No. So if for best Marvel story, that would
win. But I mean, like, take your best Marvel versus your best DC, and which is better.
Okay, when you say that, it's okay for individual characters. You're just saying best overall story. It doesn't matter if it. It doesn't have to be massive crossover.
You could do a crossover event, whatever you want to do. Like I said, I'm just saying. I mean, could you do crossover? Which would be which had the better crossover events? Marvel or DC?
What is? I don't think maybe Infinity Gauntlet would be the contender for against Crisis as a crossover. But as far as Marvel's best story, the best Marvel story, like within any characters, that's a rough one. That is a rough one.
Something to think about to do a video on, maybe.
Because, okay, if I'm thinking the stories that always slap back and the ones that I always go back to, there's two of them really. Oh goodness gracious, I just lost one. The Korvac Saga and Kraven's Last Hunt.
Yeah, Ash said best Marvel. Daredevil Born Again.
Yeah, that's an awesome one. But
yeah, it's my favorite Daredevil story and one of my favorite all-time stories. Also done by Frank Miller, but about 60 issues earlier, the 3-part Return of the Kingpin.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that is a governor piece if there ever was one.
The Batman Jack Jekyll and Hyde 2004 was great. The scariest AF villain for DC is Clayface. Let's see. Personally, I think Joker is the most popular, but the best is Ra's al Ghul as far as Batman villains. Batman Year One, best comic ever, says Ash. And he's right. That's one of the best DC stories, I would say. That is a really good... that's a tier list episode. I was talking about how we should bring in our covers and let the audience decide which one's the best. Like, we stay out of it. It's just audience votes.
It doesn't get the credit it deserves. But Maranya, best running character from Marvel, Denny O'Neil's Iron Man.
Yeah.
Tony's fall and redemption.
Yeah, that is
incredible. Like I said, I've championed that for years because when we talk about the great runs of the '80s under Shooter, that never gets listed in the top 4.
Marvels is another one, and Kingdom Come came out around the same time for DC. Yeah, this is something.
What about the Asgardian Wolfstorm?
The which one?
The Asgardian Wolves.
Oh, the Asgardian Wars?
Yeah, the one that starts with they're in I think Alaska, and Loki is like giving people magic powers.
Yeah, that's the X-Men
Let's take away their imagination.
So, yeah. Here's your bracket fight. The best 8 stories from Marvel and DC
versus the best DC.
So 8 from Marvel, 8 from DC. And I'd say at the bottom, at the end of this live stream, leave your comment down below. What do you think?
Wouldn't you have to do on one side the best DC and on the other side the best Marvel, and then they would go to head? Is that what you're talking about?
That's what I'm talking about. That.
Okay. Marvel's the better of the two. Alex Ross stories. Kingdom Come is good, but it's basically the same story with a different point of view.
Would there be any exceptions, rules as far as you have to limit stuff?
I wouldn't say. If you're talking about story, you got to open that door and just let it go. the thing is when you're talking about story, a lot of times people think run.
Yeah.
But sometimes the best story is just a single issue. And
I mean, you could just do the events.
Well, you could do that. Leave it to runs or something like that.
Yeah.
But I think that's a great thing. And once again, I want to do the idea of you guys bring in your favorite.
Hold on a second.
Not favorite comic like I like Teen Titans, but I mean like I like Teen Titans issue number 22. You know,
Perch is doing that video right now.
Oh yeah, of course. Have a good one, Eric and Boyd. Take care. Books are on their way for you, man. I got out a pile of boxes today, and yours is in a priority bag.
I love the cover rankings, but I would love to do like a comic story event, bracket and fight Marvel versus DC.
That actually sounds.
Yeah, there was another idea similar to. I think I thought of way back, but I just forgot about it. But regarding comparisons.
You're not stealing my credit, bro. I don't care.
No, not that. I got different ideas. But DC and Marvel, how you asked best stories for both, right?
Yeah.
My question is, what would you say the best DC Elseworlds is against Marvel's best What If story?
Oh, nice.
Ooh.
Well, with DC, the best, you would definitely have to include, in my opinion, a lot of Batman because he got a lot of the best ones. But
DCeased or Injustice?
Yeah, Injustice has to be one of the better ones. But
Kingdom Come, Silver Bullet, Emerald Knight, Red Sun.
Identity Crisis? No.
Identity Crisis was canon and it is underrated. It's bad, but it's also underrated.
Leon, what are you talking about?
You
wanted to show a photo, but we don't have.
He wants to show a picture. Which, of course, raises any kind of cackles. But I trust you there, Leon. But yeah, if you've got something to share it along.
If you have a picture or something like you can send it to E on Twitter.
You can send it to me at Englandteen on Twitter, and I can check it out.
I put your contact info in the actual description of this video.
Yeah, it's not like anybody can dox me if you bought a book from the
so he's in auction. There. He might have, I don't know if he might have to follow you back in order to receive the message, if it's set up that way. But
what happens is it goes to what the hell?
Well, no, it's a security setting. I have it set up for mine too. If I'm not following you, you cannot message me. So basically, someone messaged me. I have to follow them back, and then I can then we can message back and forth. It's just something I've always had because I get a lot of spam messages, or I used to get hey, can you talk about my book on your channel? I'm just I don't care about your CG stuff. We just read comic books. We don't talk about the new stuff coming out as far as the Kickstarter stuff. I'm not a that's great now that you want to do Kickstarter, but I'm I don't want to be in the promotion channel. That stuff.
Yeah, you might be able to get Elizabeth, but he's very particular about who he interviews.
Well, that's the thing too. If you're messaging me out of the blue, I have no idea who you are, and you're hey, it's
yeah. Jurassic League is good. I enjoyed it. I don't think it makes the top 8.
Although I will say this though.
It is good though.
When I had my kids open, the one time that actually happened, it was Mike Barron. I had no idea who that Mike Barron was. Who the hell is Mike Barron?
I might make an exception because the standard.
That was the one thing I was some guy named Mike Barron wants me to talk about his book on IO Comics. I'm I don't know who this guy is. And I tell Ian and Eric, they're
yeah, holy shit, yes, get him.
Of course,
and then I ruined that.
DC crossover was great, but
I'm going ahead, Ethereal. Sorry.
You know what? DC crossover was great, but Zach hated Blackest Night.
I love Blackest Night. That definitely belongs on the top DC stories. Blackest Night is probably the last great good event they did.
The best single issue of Batman Year One and the best single issue of Daredevil Born Again. Batman, that's only 4 issues.
Topanga was at the WWE fight? Will Friedle?
The chick from Boy Meets World?
The chick from Boy Meets... Yes. The number one crush for hundreds of thousands of boys. Danielle.
And Eric, Wilfred, whatever the one that was.
Wilfredell. Yeah.
The one that basically knew about.
It's funny that the brother of Corey Matthews is doing all the stuff with Danielle Fisher and not actually Corey Matthews.
Well, I always said like that guy's got some baggage too. But apparently he was friends with the guy who was molesting.
That's right.
That's right. Drake Bell.
I remember that. You are correct.
Didn't say the word.
You are correct.
I just remember the 90s guys were obsessed with her, Topanga, and the chick, the Pink Ranger from Power Rangers.
Well, we had
Kelly Kapowski from Saved by the Bell.
You had Urkel's, the girl who liked Steve Urkel on Family Matters.
Laura Winslow. No, not
Laura.
Winslow.
The other one.
Myra.
Myra
was always cuter than Laura too. Why he stuck with Laura, I don't know. Myra was the better pick, obviously.
Did he do that?
No.
Guy cheese.
We were actually talking about comics for a while there, guys. I don't know what went wrong.
I saw pictures of Topanga on Twitter and it sidelined me.
I was going to ask you, I go to like the zombie stories. What would you say the best? Yeah, Marvel Zombies, Blackest Night, and what was that other one from DC with the Dark Side affecting everybody?
Deceased.
Those would be the two, in my opinion, that would be
Marvel
comparable.
Zombies.
Deceased versus Marvel Zombies. And here's the thing: as much as I don't like the guy and writing continuity and Tom Taylor, and as much as I don't like his continuity stuff, Deceased stayed at a high quality.
Except for that one issue where he managed to mix in comic quality into the zombie apocalypse.
There's one issue. Marvel, in my opinion, if you listed Marvel Zombies in order, it would be a descending.
Yeah.
After the original series, the only high mark in a future Marvel Zombies was one where they brought the Necronomicon in.
Yeah, Ash.
And the Hulk ended up when the book itself that was sent him realized the Hulk planned on using it for toilet paper and got terrified. That's that. Other than that, you can have the rest of
Actually, brought the Necronomicon.
Yeah, I didn't care for that because like they killed off the chosen one, Ash Williams in that series. I was like, what the heck? I guess it wasn't in his contract.
Better. Yeah. He got better.
He got better.
I mean, he was getting on with Dazzler though. In that, Dazzler was like one of those surviving members.
My problem in answering this is I don't remember what issue, because now I read them in trade form, so I don't remember what issue things happen in. Like for me, the best issue is of Daredevil Born Again is the one that ends with Kingpin realizing, and I love this line, that a man without fear is a man without hope is a man without fear. You know, he took everything away from Daredevil, so what has he got to lose? Now he's going to come after the Kingpin.
My favorite issue is when she sells the name first.
Well, we have someone in chat who lists these as their two best stories. So, Ash,
this is
you want to answer this?
Yeah.
This is your time.
Issue with Avengers show up in Born Again. See, I couldn't tell you what that one is.
Deceased ended in a whimper as well. I think it should have.
It kind of did. It kind of did end in a very way.
Well, and also, that's an unfair comparison too, because Marvel Zombies was basically a comedy.
Use humor.
Deceased was deadly serious.
Deceased was The Walking Dead.
But maybe Zombies versus the DC Vampires would be more fair.
Little man, it is hours past your bedtime. Why are you so active?
I don't know why you're still like.
All right,
because you are up, so therefore he is up.
Yeah, but I was hoping because it's so late, he would be a little bit more relaxed, you know.
But you have the light on, so that doesn't help either.
Actually, we're in the dark. This is a really good.
You had a light from the outside shining in too, so he probably thinks the clear light. He thinks it's like daylight.
Yeah, it's no.
He's like, bro, it's 4 o'clock.
No,
a bigger too, I think.
By the way, that is a word. It amazes me that he does understand that. He was about to jump on my head again. No. Can you get that beak? Okay, no, it's my beak.
Isn't that issue 4 or 3 of where they're fighting against Nuke and
there's a great moment when Daredevil runs into Captain America. You can't see him because he's blind. He only knows him by his voice. I genuinely miss when a great storyline for a comic book was just certain run of issues and the normal run. Then they start. I think it was Batman Year One. They started calling it a story within a story.
So I have a question to pose to the chat.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
As far as great stories, do you think like 5, 6 years, 7 years from now, if we were still all doing this, would we still cite the first 12 issues of Hawkman as the last truly great story?
I think, yeah.
That's funny.
I think you're absolutely right. That is the last.
What were you laughing at, Zach?
I'm just laughing at the honesty of that. It's like when a comedian says something that's really, really honest, and you know it's honest, and that's what makes the joke so funny. That's why I'm laughing.
So 50% goes to Spider-Man, 25 to the Thing and Wolverine.
It needs a 2-in-1 to take down Spider-Man. They get even halfway.
That's actually funny.
I mean, I say it because like Jeremy Adams, has a chance to do something, like that. But there are so few Jeremy, and I'm talking about the big two at this point. I mean, because to me, I said there's great indie comics left and right, but they will never mean as much to me as the big two that I grew up on.
So I feel like Ultimate Spider-Man could go the distance. I feel like Absolute Batman or Superman could go the distance.
So Jeremy Adams is
Adams Green Lantern.
Jeremy Adams is actually going to do something I never would have done. Read a Green Lantern book.
But Jeremy Adams Green Lantern, as good as it is, there's not even anything close to the first 12 Hawkmans.
I haven't read those Hawkmans.
You know something that bugs the shit out of me? I was trying to put together the Hawkman. There's 4 Hawkman trade paperbacks for the Venditti run. And the first 2 are going to cost you $15. The third one, maybe around $20. The fourth one, $104.
Go buy the issues.
I know. For that much money, just get the run.
Also, I just thought of another great one. What if you made a list of the top 10 best animal characters in comics? So like Crypto, Rocky Raccoon,
Crypto,
like that.
Rocket, Lockjaw. You've got
you got your whole list there. Right?
Lockheed. You've got who
Captain
else?
Carrot?
Beppo, the super monkey.
The monkey that carries the pail for the Super Twins or the Wonder
You
Twins.
got Congarilla, Ambawana, Beast every superpower monkey from the west to the east.
Spider Pig, right?
No, that's a Simpsons thing. Get out of here. That newbie nonsense. No, there's that horse that's on the X-Men now. Just kidding. That was a joke. Kind of, but not really. I said Lockheed. There's that ghost dog that Doctor Strange has.
Oh yeah,
the ghost dog is really cool.
Yeah, but he said best, and you're just naming off things.
I'm just naming really cool, fun animals.
Yeah. Man, your West Coast Avengers annual number 4. What are we talking about with West Coast Avengers? Is that part of the Atlantis attacks? That one?
Atlantis attacks is a good story too. That's a very good story.
I'm looking at it right now.
To me, most of the classic Avenger characters suck in their solo books. The exception is Iron Man, Thor, and Captain America.
That is the gather now for Ye Seven Brides. That is the John Byrne one.
Yeah, that's Atlantis attacks.
Detective Chimp.
Venom series from the old to the new is very inconsistent, says Patrick Sargent. Not a big fan of the character. Although I gotta say, this year for a superhero movie sucked, but I liked Venom Last Dance. I watched that and I was like, what the f are people complaining about? This is a fun film.
That's what I've been saying about all the Venom movies. Why do people complain about them? They're a blast.
So I heard they're coming back a next one. It's called Venom Step Up.
I'll wait for Venom Step Up 2 because that was the better one.
Yeah.
No, seriously, if y'all watch the Step Up movies, the second one is
when does Venom Pitch Perfect come out?
Oh, there you go. Yes.
When does Venom Jenna Dewan come out? Ooh. Hot.
Yeah, she got a little hotter when she ditched the Tatum off of her name.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
speaking of which,
now Tatum is the world's best gambit. So who's really losing?
Him, because he's not banging Jenna Dewan anymore.
He can get anyone he wants with that Cajun accent, though. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, people like Detective
Chimp. Eddie Vedder.
Detective Chimp.
He's Eddie Vedder just opens his mouth. It's Gambit.
Exactly. He's about to make a name for himself.
Would Beast Boy be considered or not? Not really.
By the way,
I don't think I would consider.
Hey, Zach, did you check the door? There might be a bunch of hot chicks there since you dropped that accent.
That's actually.
No, I would not consider Beast Boy because he was a human.
I feel like if you went to talk to Nolan Nerd, that's how he'd sound.
No. Actually, shocking. Not everyone in New Orleans is Cajun. My dad was born in New Orleans, and he's not Cajun.
So your dad is
I don't believe you.
I choose not to believe you. I don't know if that's the same thing.
Almost wore naked.
But Zach is Caucasian.
I'm a man.
I am partially
almost naked. I don't see the hell of it.
Dad's not Cajun at all. My mom's from Texas, so there's no Cajun there. So
he was Beast Boy first. Then they changed his name to Jangling.
He will always be Beast Boy.
It was Beast Boy, and then they gave him a better name when they called him the Changeling. And
then he went back with the Beast Boy.
Changeling sounds like a diaper for something.
Actually, Changeling sounds like a dead kid that's come back to life, a demon to haunt you.
Yeah, Beast Boy is just better.
Y'all are weird.
Isn't a changeling is when they switch out a human baby for a fairy baby?
So
there's a reason why I'm on your channel, bro.
Also, Changeling is the dumber costume. That red and white costume is dumb.
Better.
The purple and black costume was way better. And then they made it purple and white when Jeff Johns wrote the Teen Titans, and that was
Leon,
the best costume.
I actually have that issue, but I also I bought the trade that came out last year or year before of the Atlantis Attacks. Did an epic collection.
I need to get the epic collection of that. I need to get the omnibus of that. I should have gotten that. That's a good one they have.
Why is your camera like slanted? So it looks like it shows your politics. I was like, why are you slanted?
Is it slanted?
Right? It looks that way.
It is. The shelf is cattywampus. That's weird.
Cattywampus?
That.
What?
Cattywampus?
That's what he said.
I'm not sure you used that properly.
It's a word. Calm down.
Keep saying that word. I do not think it means what you think it means.
There. Is that better? Yeah, it's better.
See, my camera does that too because my monitor.
I have a new monitor. I got a new monitor for Christmas. Look.
I literally had to put books up to keep my monitor from like tilting.
Oh, wow.
I have 3 monitors now. I feel like Batman.
Well, la-di-da, Mr. Rich Man.
Now you can watch Pornus Round.
No. It was a Christmas gift, actually. I'm not
rich. Play racing games with like 3 screens.
Porn and Surround was your Christmas gift?
No, the 3rd monitor was the Christmas gift. Good night.
It's like the back Peter. You much porn I can watch on this?
That kind of looks like with the shirt you're rocking and the headset. You look like one of the like tech geek squad from Best Buy or somebody.
I'm not nearly that smart.
Beast Boy is actually in his 20s. I don't think they've got to the age 30 yet.
No,
they're still aren't they still
like
he's
perpetually in his mid-20s. I don't think he's grown up. I mean, it's comic books, right?
The only person that aged in the comic books is John Constantine.
No, that's not true.
Who else is aging?
Reed's kids.
John Connor.
Reed and Sue's kids.
John Connor got aged.
No, kids always age a comic book.
Did you say John
Just don't
Connor?
forget Robin aged.
Yeah.
Robin.
John
Connor Kent. That's the one I meant. Yeah, John Connor's the Terminator guy, isn't he? Yes. Connor Kent. Yeah. Go figure.
Yeah.
Hey, they did age John Connor up in Terminator. What was that one? Burning Earth. So yeah, I'm sticking with that. There you go. That's what I meant.
Superman versus Terminator. They had a crossover event.
Yeah, there you are.
Yeah, usually you age up a kill. They usually age up until they get to their 20s, then they stop aging in their 20s.
Yeah,
I mean, think about it. They did the same with Robin, Donna Troy, Kid Flash,
Dick Grayson. Yeah,
Damien,
Polka Lad,
the other guy, Superman's kid, John Kent, right?
Yeah, it's
John like Connor. I said, it's not till you hit your 20s that you stop aging in comic books.
This is true. Do you know what else is an awesome book, Patrick Sargent? The Star Slayer issue number 10. Now that's the first appearance of Grimjack. Rocketeer, great book, but the first appearance of Grimjack is top notch. To the point where I would say if you ever see it, like say in a comic book auction, grab that shit and fight for it. Pump the price right on up because it's definitely worth it. Yeah.
Iron Man was just never that popular.
On an unrelated note, guess what I've got coming to us in the
not until Robert Downey Jr. showed up, and then the character became popular.
Yeah. I mean, well, no, he had his look. The run that Eric and I talked about, that Dennis O'Neil run, that was pretty popular at the time. And he had his moment in the sun. But that's the way it is with a lot of characters. Captain America, I guess, what would that have been? The 90s?
The Mike Grell,
he fell off. Daredevil's nowhere near as popular as he was in the 70s and 80s. But that's they have their moment in the sun, and
I've been reading the Chris Condon new Green Arrows books, and I just want to go back and read Mike Grell again.
Yeah,
his books have. I mean, there's only been 2 of them.
I know, but I mean, like, I bet the Mike Grell books are so much fun. Eric's actually like, what, you're in issue 50 now?
You're comparing 50 plus issues to 2.
No, I'm comparing the compelling story to 2 so far.
No, you can't judge one. Like, that's like taking one chapter of one book and
the
comparing
first 2
it
issues
to
of Mike Grell's story.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. Take the first 2 issues that Mike Grell wrote, which would be Longbow Hunters issue number 1 and 2.
There you go.
Versus the first 2 issues of what it. You know what? Let's just go main series.
I mean, Longbow Hunters isn't that like the seminal Green Arrow story? That's the one everyone talks about.
Yeah, because like, it is incredible. Yes,
that's like Michael Jordan versus some little kid that wants to play basketball.
Like LeBron, Michael Jordan versus LeBron James. Michael Jordan wins because LeBron James. I will
be fair though for you though. I'll say after Longbow Hunters, that first ongoing series.
Okay.
Yeah. Living Vampire Morbius, very underrated. I agree with you, sir.
We're just arguing Green Arrow runs.
Good morning, Grandpa.
Just
it was
comparing issues, not
the new Green Lantern run versus Mike Grell's run, but only the first 2 issues.
Yeah, it doesn't matter what Condon does; it's not gonna measure
exactly.
Up.
That's what I said. It's anybody else trying to go up against Michael Jordan.
Eric, all I said is that I've read the first 2 issues of the Chris Condon, and it's making me really want to go back and read the Mike Grell because, and then you mentioned you were reading those.
Yeah, I mean because in my opinion, the best writer for a character like Green Lantern or Green Arrow probably is someone who leans right because they can resist the temptation to put themselves into the character. And I think that always worked well for Mike Grell. Now, Mike Grell loves wild animals. You can tell because John Sable was always in Africa, and he found excuses to get Green Arrow into the wild, but he never made Green Arrow just a frothing at the mouth leftist. Yeah, I'm not saying that's what Condon is going to do, but I'm saying it's I think that gave him that gave Grell some restraint with the character, and I said it's very well. I mean the Grell issues. I think he wrote the first 80.
The first Condon issue, you already get a glimpse of a flashback of young Ollie basically looking down on this billionaire because this billionaire is a dirty billionaire. He's polluting.
Let me tell this to Ash real quick. Chris Condon wrote a story for the first issue of Epitaph from the Abyss that was the most conservative bashing piece of shit I've ever read in a comic book, and given today's climate, that's saying something. Now I can't give Condon a blanket pass based on his That Texas Blood in that Enfield Gang massacre because of just how off. And he co-wrote a series that was so bad I quit in the middle of it, and I was very disappointed to see that. It's almost like if he's not working with Jacob Phillips, he's just like I said. At this point now, I'm just waiting for the other shoe to drop in Green Arrow.
Yeah, like I said, so far it's just been kind of weird. The killer is going around and is using water to kill people.
It's interesting.
You know, I liked Green Lantern or Green Arrow Rebirth. They had a story, and to me, it was kind of to show off the difference between a liberal and a leftist, because it was just these whack job leftists trying to poison people because of their political beliefs, and
they rewrite history.
Yeah, and Green Arrow was stopping them. You know, and it was the way they wrote it. I was like, oh my gosh, that's actually pretty good, because it shows a difference. Excuse me. They did the same thing with Batgirl, with a whole bunch of feminists trying to kill a whole bunch of men because they're men. And of course, they ruined all that goodwill with issue number 50.
So, you know what's really confusing about this Chris Condon run? Because, Zach, you read The Absolute Power or whatever that Amanda Waller story.
I didn't read the whole story. I picked up
but apparently pieces. Oliver was a traitor to the League?
Oliver kind of was a triple agent. So he sided with Amanda Waller, and at the time he did it, it was like he did it to save his family, like Dinah and Roy and all them.
It seems
but then as the next time I picked it up, they were like, no, I really believe in what Amanda Waller's trying to do. But then it's like he left a little breadcrumb or clue so that the Justice League had like the Achilles heel that they could strike at. And so when it all wrapped up, Green Arrow was like, yeah, I was against y'all, and I would do it again because the League needs to have accountability, yada, 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 yada.
Yeah,
and
so
it's kind of like I remember Green Arrow from the Unlimited series, except without the whole being a triple agent.
In this series, though, so far, the first 2 issues, when he's always Green Arrow, he covers his face. You can't tell who he is. He covers his whole.
Oh yeah, he has the. Actually, you know what? That's smart. I was thinking about that the other day. Now that I have a beard, it's like, dude, if you've got a blonde goatee, how many people in Star City have blonde goatees? Somebody's gonna put 2 and 2 together.
Remind me of Arrow when he's like, now I'm the. Remember he was just called the Hood, the Arrow. Now I'm the Green Arrow.
Yeah. I remember that.
So, but it was interesting about that because I noticed that he was by himself though. He's like, there's no contact whatsoever. I was confused, like, what is this storyline? But
the Hood.
But I'm liking it so far. It's not bad.
What threw me for a loop though, and this is what I cringe when I see this, is that he's in there looking at the cameras, helping out the cop, because this rich guy was killed in his home, senator. And they're like, and he goes and talks to this guy looking over the tech thing. He's like, oh my gosh, it's Green Arrow. He started fangirling in the middle of the issue there. And I was like, why is this in this book? A guy fangirling over Green Arrow. Oh my gosh, I'm your biggest fan.
Why are you saying fangirling when obviously you could use the word fanboying? Because we would.
Well, because he acted very feminine.
We've fanboyed over people before.
I fanboy over women, not guys.
Yeah.
I just think you're trying to. You're
like if I saw Jessica Chastain,
I'd be like, too obviously playing against.
If I saw Jessica Chastain, I'd be like, you're hot, and like my friend doesn't like you though because he just thinks you're mid. His name's Zach.
Like if you had a chance to talk to Jessica, that would be the conversation you would bring up.
I would tell her you would say. I would tell her your JC joke familiar. Start off with
that. Of course, yeah, because that's a good icebreaker. Yeah. Why are you guys still awake? What is the question for the poll? Spider-Man thing or Wolverine?
Which one's the better character?
Who's the better character? Yep. It's a corrupt poll. Ignore it. So I'll say Jim. Who's the better superhero character?
Ash is obviously going to be reading the big Marvel event, the One World Under Doom crossover.
So we can end the poll if you want to do a DC poll now. See who the best DC.
By the way, it actually disappeared off of my so I can't access it at all.
What?
I don't know why. Yeah.
Wolverine overtook the thing.
What? Blasphemy! Blasphemy!
Get him!
I'm the dude that runs the channel here, and it's
6% more. Yeah, it says that. Yeah.
Do you have the power to end the poll?
I can end the stream that ends a poll.
Yeah, that's about it. I can't even see it on this page.
Only way I can end stuff like that is if I have like manager permission on through actual YouTube itself, not StreamYard.
This is the best tweet I've seen all night. In the Marvel Rivals game, they just unveiled the Invisible Woman. They said Invisible Woman has an ability that lets her turn invisible, and everyone's like, "Duh." Spider-Man has an ability that lets him shoot webs.
You know, one of my favorite alterations to a Legion of Superhero member. I think it was during the Mark Waid run when they made Colossal Boy. His power was to shrink to normal size because his entire species is giants. I thought that was a good twist on it because he kept telling people, "Oh, you have the power to grow." He goes, "No, I have the power to shrink. That's why I can talk to you here." And yeah, I thought that was kind of.
I feel like Galactus. He has to keep throwing up because he has too much food in him. He constantly has too much food. He has to keep throwing up planets.
Hey, like that energy has to go somewhere, right?
Is that a cosmic cube? Thanks, Galactus.
That's something. Does Galactus have an exhaust port? That's something
that's
to
what too. Like, does he go to the bathroom?
I guess I don't think he does. I think he just absorbs energy, and that's it.
He takes the energy.
I found out apparently Superman can go to the bathroom in an old issue.
So here's my question: could Black Bolt take out Galactus if he sneezed?
No.
As powerful as Black
Bolt is, modern day writers, that's the only way Galactus can be taken out. Anybody who actually gives a damn about the character wants to write a good comic, no.
So is that so? Okay, another question: was that during Hickman's run that Galactus was killed?
Prior to Hickman's run.
So remember there was like a dead body of Galactus.
There's a dead Galactus at towards the beginning of the run. So I think it was in the previous writer. What was this? Straczynski, I think. He wrote
Fantastic Straczynski.
Yeah, I think it was Straczynski. I haven't read too much of that pre-Hickman. It's on the to-do list.
Because I remember, and on the many chats we've had on this channel, he said that was the dumbest thing they could ever do was kill off Galactus.
Yep.
Well, he's not dead.
Because you just could. Well, no, I'm saying that Marvel, when they killed him off, now the whole universe is out of whack, and that just causes our chaos.
Yeah, but see, the thing is, unless your name is like Ben Parker, if you die, you come back at some point somehow. Well, so Galactus.
The thing is I said that's the dumbest thing they could ever do, and they spent the last few years proving me wrong.
Well, no, the thing is actually Benjamin J. Grimm, and he says it's clobbering time, and he's married to.
Oh, was it that Galactus was from the future? Oh.
Yeah. See, that would make sense because there was that future world story arc. Or not future world.
Speaking of dumb, the new Spider-Man cartoon, he's using the Future Foundation costume.
Oh, I hate it. Oh my gosh! And everyone's going to call it.
Is there anybody who's actually interested in this? I mean, I understand that this would be a hard sell crowd anyway.
If it was no.
I'll just say this: when I first saw the Disney whatever they do, the Expo whatever thing, was it last year? They showed the trailer for it. I saw it. I was like. First of all, the animation looks horrendous.
It's really bad.
It really does.
It's like, can we just go back to the 1994 costume, or the cartoon? That was peak.
Now, I have a question about that. In all seriousness, is Harry Osborn supposed to be a boy or a girl now?
Trans. We don't know.
I think he's gay.
Yeah,
because it's obviously. I'm way out of the target demo for that, but. It just kind of, to me, it reminds me of a lot of the DC YA graphic novels, which, for lack of a better term, is grooming.
Yeah.
He's not wrong.
Even the black YouTube is hating on the new Harry because they told him black and they effeminated him.
If you wanted a black friend that Peter Parker could have in high school. What's his name? Who's the editor or the second in command of the Daily News?
Randy Robertson.
Thank you, Robertson. That's the name. That kid would have been perfect, but no.
I saw an article that brought up. It was talking about how the black community was reacting to it, and somebody brought up the fact that what Marvel MCU has done is they've taken all the villains and turned them black. It's like Kang, black.
Yeah.
Every time they,
Kang is black and now will not be seen ever.
It's when you don't think when you're so woke that you don't think things through. Now I'll be honest with it. If black characters had been allowed to be more prevalent in the 60s, I think there's a very good chance the Osborns would have been black. Yeah, it just
really?
Like the hair.
The hair, yeah.
A lot of people are bringing up the hair as to the fact that they were coded. I hate that word, but
it's an awful word.
But or it was either that, or if you read enough Ditko, which I have, all of his characters look like either JJJ, an Osborn, or Peter Parker. If you go back and read like the old science fiction and suspense stories that he drew in the 50s. There's so many guys that look like Jameson. It's frightening, but that might have been his lack of range. But even if that's the case, like I said, when you look at a character and you can't tell if it's a boy or a girl, and we're not talking about David Bowie's song, it's just not a good sign.
Yeah.
Yeah, didn't they MCU? They made Flash Indian and MJ black, right?
MCU Flash, Flash is not the Flash Thompson. That's the football jock. He's like
he looks nothing like. He's like that.
He's like he's a bully, but he's like
smart
a
Indian
bully.
kid, right?
Yeah, it's something like that. Yeah, MJ. I still refuse to believe that's Mary Jane Watson because
didn't they say her name was like Michelle something?
It's Michelle Jones. It's not Mary Jane Watson.
They call her MJ.
Just because you have similar initials doesn't mean it's the same name.
Yeah.
My brother's name and my dad's name, they both start with N and they both have the same last name. They're not the same person. So I refuse to believe Zendaya was Mary Jane Watson.
I used to be very much I used to be called a mark, like a shill for whatever comic book company, because I was always like, well, there's good out there, give it a shot. But recently they've been making things straight out the gate I'm just not interested in, and this is one of them.
Oh, dude, there's so much stuff out there to be interested in, though.
Yeah, maybe, but
have you guys checked out Squid Games too? I heard there was.
I watched it.
Not watched Squid Games. That one has not been on my radar.
Squid Games. It was all right. It wasn't bad. I wish they had told me that this was going to be ending on the ending that it did, because the first one finished and then gave us the cliffhanger for the next season. This one is straight up cliffhanger. They do not finish the story. And that pissed me off because it's only 6 episodes. Write those extra 4, end it on a in this season's story, and then give us a cliffhanger for the next season. That I didn't like, but I liked everything leading up to it. I thought it was.
Yeah, my dad said the same thing. He was telling me, he's like, if you watch season 2, it's like every episode ends on a cliffhanger. I'm like, what?
Oh yeah, and that was good. But the problem is the 6th issue ends on a cliffhanger instead of ending the story and then giving us a reason to come back for season 3, which is what season 1 did. Season 1, he won, and now we've got a cliffhanger for season 2. Okay, good. And that's the way these things should be, and it really was not good.
Yeah, I hear you.
But,
I just heard
that wasn't good.
Or something,
I liked everything leading up to the ending, but unfortunately, they did not stick it just because they left it with the hero with a gun in his face, and it's like, wait a second, where's the next episode? Because there was 10 in the first season, so why not 10 in this one? No. But I would say watch it, but understand that the ending might frustrate you.
Yeah, I hate that too when they series do that. Like the first would be 10 episodes, and then the following would be like 8 or 6. And it's like they just lessen it.
Yeah, that Game of Thrones thing. Nah, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm curious how they announced that they plan spin-offs for Cobra Kai. I'm not surprised there. I mean, given how big that's.
Yeah,
I still haven't seen the last season of Cobra Kai.
That last season was pretty damn good, in my opinion.
I've heard. I haven't seen it yet, though.
They're not done yet. You know that.
Wait, the last season or the second part?
Didn't they split it into 3 parts?
Yeah. The last part's coming.
Yeah.
It'll be February 16th or 12th or something.
Yeah.
Which it has been good. It's been entertaining.
And they have that new Karate Kid movie, which I know some people are kind of iffy on. But
I'll check it out.
I'm not iffy on it. I'll check it out. I like Ralph Macchio, and I even like Jackie Chan. It just seems like a really weird choice to combine.
Oh, you canonize that the Kung Fu Kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It seems like a really odd choice. It could work.
Parts of the world or whatever.
It could work.
Yeah.
We just finished up the Tulsa King season 2. I told Gail, I said, I'll run the recap. I don't want to go over season 1 again. I want to get right to season 2. So we started watching it, and damn, that's a good show. See, that's the way you do it. They ended the season, and then at the very end, they gave you the cliffhanger for season 3. That's the way a show should end. And especially considering they don't do full it takes them 5 years to do 7 episodes. It's like, just get to it. But that was pretty good. I like the Tulsa King.
Yeah, I heard Tulsa King was good. I gotta check that out.
And I started watching Silo, but
I think Reacher starts soon in this season of Reacher.
Yeah. They had a big sale on all the channels in November, like $2.99 a month until January. So I canceled them all. I was like, yeah, I just want the $2.99 a month. I'm not paying, everything. Yeah. So my Apple ended before I was done with Silo, which I think is a good show, but I haven't seen that one all the way through because. But hey, what you can.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And you're arguing season 6 is my least favorite season. It's losing the plot. Season 6 of, if that's the case, all the race swaps are different characters. What are we talking about? Season 6 of what?
I think he's talking about Cobra Kai.
The last thing that I watched was Penguin. That was the last big show that I watched.
That's a damn good show.
That show went from
yes, it is.
0 to 100 in like 2 episodes.
Did you say that show's better than the Agatha show? Because I know a lot of people talk about
yes. Yes.
Way better.
MK,
very much better.
I've taken trips to the bathroom that were better than Agatha.
Okay. Nah, I wouldn't say that. I enjoyed it, but it wasn't that great. Now,
there was only like one crap
Plaza can
episode
only do
of Agatha.
So much.
Yeah.
Yellowstone,
I watched the first couple of episodes. It hasn't grabbed me yet.
I started. I think I got up to season 2, and then I just fell out of it.
The clips are amazing to me. I watch them and go, holy shit, that looks like a great show. Yeah. And then I'm watching it and I'm just waiting for it to grab me. See if sometimes that happens. Like I'll go away from a show, and then when I come back, it's like, oh yeah, okay, this is great. Yeah.
I actually did have the ending of Yellowstone spoiled for me, and it kind of ruined it. I kind of don't want to go watch it now. I did see one of the prequels though. I did see the one with Sam Elliott. The Western, like the old Western one. That
I saw the ending where the Indian kids were knocking over tombstones.
Of what's his name's family.
Yeah, but then the old elder comes in.
Yeah, he comes in and picks them up, so it's not entirely disrespectful.
Well, I think that's actually. Oh my gosh, I got beef with the with everything I'm seeing almost as far as the American Indian. Because for some reason, I don't know if you guys have experienced this, but for some reason, Facebook has decided I need to see messages from everyone except my family and the people I follow. But one of the things they do, they keep sending these American Indian posts and such about how we're on stolen land. And I'm a Native American. I said, fuck you. So am I. I hate that whole fucking term. I was born in America. Lived in America for 54 freaking years, which, by the way, a lot of these young American Indians here, they look like to be about 20, maybe 30. Sorry, guys. Sorry, done. You're earlier than me, so yeah, off with that Native American shit. Anyway,
but I bet you how much land did their assholes steal from other Native Americans?
Yeah, I know, right?
Don't they call them indigenous?
I mean, the whole thing, the whole start of the Six Nations was literally endless war.
But this show, at the very least, it had them say, don't be dicks.
It's a good life lesson. Don't be dicks.
Don't be a dick. Yeah, that. Remember when we were talking about consent at conventions? That was what I said. Everything you say is just don't be a dick. That's the rules. Don't be a dick. Don't go up to girls and automatically touch them and all that kind of stuff. If you're taking a picture, don't grab onto them. Just don't be a dick. Maybe don't follow. Go on ahead.
No, I'm sorry. I don't want. I was you. Yeah, I know you're saying. Don't be. I agree with you.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask you guys, which book did you enjoy the most out of the? I don't know if any of you guys read the Earth 1 series. There's Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman. I think Green Lantern. I want to say.
I think I skimmed through the Wonder Woman one.
The Green Lantern, I only read like a little bit, so I have to finish that. But I don't know. I enjoyed the Batman and the Superman one.
I did not care for the Batman, and that's the only one I read. So it kind of colored it for the others, in my opinion.
I skimmed through the Wonder Woman one because the art looked really good. Who was the art? I think it was the Dodsons, or that might
I don't know if Erica Dragon read them or not, but yeah,
Wonder Woman Earth 1. That was Grant Morrison. Oh no, that was Yannick Patrick. Yannick Patrick? Paquette. Excuse me.
Oh, kids, it's pushing 2:00, so I'm signing off. Tell Venkman I said adios.
I think I'm gonna do the same here. If you guys want to continue, go on ahead. But I am tired.
I probably need to, since I need to be up in 6 hours.
All right, why don't we just call it then?
All right.
Let Vinkman come back to an empty
room.
Nobody tell him.
All righty, let's see. Tomorrow we will do the brackets at 10, as far as I know. You guys have 10:30. You guys have what? These are the books that we're interested in.
Top 5, yeah.
Yep. And that starts at
9.
9. All righty, there you go, kids. Join the Geeky Puppet Show at 9. Come back here at 10:30, and all is well. Thank you very much for hanging out, and as always, thank you very, very much for watching. Enjoy.
Good night, kids.
Good night, kids and
Bye.
people.